Game 1, Team Spirit against Heroic. Victors so far through the Swiss, looking good, but yeah, this draft, a potential rough one for Heroic. We'll see how they get through the lane stage, because that feels really important for Heroic to get a good leg up in the first 10 minutes.
I think so. Anytime that you have Viper, it's always a bit hinging on having a good laning stage. The hero is kind of known as win lane, lose game, and ideally ideally you don't lose lane, because other than that, it's not too easy to play this hero. In particular, as Kesu pointed out, all this minus armor, you know, they really have drafted a solution for Viper. It looks really scary to play the team fights into Rasta ulti, Slaughter ulti, Weaver bugs. You could definitely get shredded.
There is that ability for Heroic, though, to kind of play through Yuma. You know, we saw the highlight clips. We know that Yuma on the Ursa is an absolute monster. So if they're able to get out of laning stage and into that, you know, 20 to 25-minute period where Yuma has the Battle Fury Blink, then moves towards those BKB Basher kind of items, if they get this X Mark into Torrent combo, Ice Path, and Ursa's just raw alpha damage, they could blow someone up, get numbers advantage, and that's how they play out the fights. I just think it's a challenge against Raw, Shackles, Supernova, Sunray, and, you know, Collapse Slardar is an absolute beast.
Yeah, you're gonna need a lot of help, but that's where they have some stuff. They have the boat for the extra protection as well for your team. You have the combo break of dropping a chaotic offering, so if they overcommit on the Viper, it could be turned around as well. We'll see how they're gonna be able to react to those team fights, but yeah, it's gonna be 2 for 2 on the bounty runes. We saw a little Weaver attempt to steal, didn't get it though.
Not gonna happen this time. And mid lane, Viper against Beastmaster. Tai Lung against Larl. So far good by Larl to keep the two boars alive, so he doesn't lose any of that early advantage that the extra hero he has in the lane, basically, to help him out last hit.
Yeah, in general, it's a matchup that would be hard for a lot of melee heroes, but Larl having those boars is essentially 1.5 hero, half being ranged, so he should be pretty okay. It is Viper favored, but not by a massive margin.
Theolicor, the pos for Jakiro, not something we see an awful lot, but it has been tried and tested. Alongside the Kunkka, you can trade into the Phoenix decently, get some good damage on Yatoro, who is this squishy bug in the bottom lane. So should be able to give at least the Kunkka some farming and some levels early on.
Yeah, and if they can prevent the pulls, then Kunkka should theoretically be laning quite decently against Weaver, with the Tidebringer dealing damage all the time. But for now, the small camp available, and Yatoro already making use of it.
And Yatoro going for a ton of stats there just to try and beef himself up. Double Circlet, the Gauntlet, looking for the early Bracer to stay as tanky as possible.
And Weaver is insanely squishy if you don't buy a ton of stats.
He's going double Bracer.
Yeah, looks like he's committing fully for 2 bracers. Sometimes we see 1 Wraithband, 1 bracer, or even a null for just a mana to spam, but yeah, no Falcon Blade Rush as well as another alternative for him.
I mean, that's the thing, right? If he is looking at this game as, you know, all I have to do is survive X Mark, Ice Path, and Ursa damage, then I should be fine.
Yeah, I think he's really in need of some HP regen on the lane as well, with the harassment coming in from Jakiro and the Tidebringer from Kunkka. Makes sense that he wants these bracers.
So far, so good for Whisper. 12-2 with the Weaver sat at 7-1. So Heroic have done a very good job early days here across the board. All 3 of their cores last hitting very nicely. Pretty even in the mid lane, just a few additional denies there for Tai Lung to get ahead of Larl. But again, like you say, this is Viper versus a melee hero. Everything that Larl gets, he's going to be happy with.
Exactly. And Viper's...
Hello. Oh, Yuma. Well, he's going to break free of Rue and Collapse, but taking a lot of damage in the process. King Jungles had to spend the Shadow Word on the Ursa already.
Yeah, doesn't have more spells, sadly, on Shadow Shaman. No level 2 yet. He gave a lot of solo experience to Collapse, who's level 3 already. But they would need the Hex or Ether Shock to help finish the job.
Was he just bonded? He bonded the little creep camp.
Yeah, I didn't.
Was he trying to pull it?
Yeah, he put the bond, but I'm not sure. He didn't really hit any of the heroes.
No, I wasn't sure what was going on there.
I think he did it to stack, right? You can use bond to stack from far away if you're not there in time.
Yeah.
So yeah, he got stack on the small camp, and now he can.
I just heard the noise, didn't see what was happening.
Yeah. If you're too late as Warlock to get the stack or the pull, you can use Fatal Bonds from very far away. Long range spell.
Well, they were having, yeah, stacked and pulled. Drags the lane back so Yuma can farm onto tower. Collapse and Rue have to contest it and drag that wave around.
It is.
That's a pretty big advantage from Heroic early on in last hit values already. Like hitting 20 on all 3 cores while Team Spirit really lagging behind.
I think importantly, the Kunkka having such a good time down bottom The Phoenix not really able to go up and be oppressive because Jakiro is just, you know, one of the absolute S-tier laning supports. Yeah. Arguably the single strongest one after maybe Warlock. And
they've got both.
Yeah, they got both of them.
Well, that's what we look at, right? Is that first early pick, the double support pick was kind of like, huh? But yeah, now it all makes sense. Very strong, secure lanes.
Up top, going on Ursa. It's difficult to bring him down though, the heal.
Collapse has some swipes on him. Crush to hold them back, and Theolacor's arrival, I'm not going to signal a kill. Collapse and Rue able to dip away.
Okay, his TP up top on Jakiro does give some space down bottom. Now the Phoenix and Weaver could possibly together play on Whisper.
And I guess the moment that I was looking at those last hit values, there was a pretty big gap, but Team Spirit must have had waves arriving in towards them, so they've kind of caught up for the most part. And yeah, like you say, with Jakiro moving, Whisper is then fully zoned out of lane by Panto.
And that's Theolicor without boots having to make his way down back bottom as well. He's going to go through mid, looking to make something happen under creep wave under tower here. Laurel.
Trying to dive Laurel. Blood grenade, a few slows, and some spit from Tai Lung. He's going to get the damage onto Laurel and get them first blood for Theolicor.
That's nice. I mean, that was a pretty expected move after he TP'd top, but perhaps he thought he would for the gate instead, down bottom.
That's what I would assume, yeah.
Yeah. Theolicor, ever sneaky.
Panto needing to reclaim his small camp, another sentry. Expended as he dives onto Whisper to get a bit of harassment damage. Again, knowing that Jakiro's not here, doing everything you can to zone Kunkka out of lane. But the continuation mid with a ward behind tower. The dive from Tai Lung again onto Laurel.
Got the Viper Strike.
Throws the axes in towards them, but the Viper Strike and the damage over time, it stacks up and brings the Beastmaster down once more. Rue trying with Yatoro here. Weaver making a swift move into mid lane. Swarm across, Jakiro should fall. Tai Lung's gonna flap his wings and get some distance.
Early TP from Yatoro showing willingness to join his team. Gonna help control the runes at least. But losing your mid laner twice there back to back. No TP for him. Not quite a dieback, but it feels worse than one even.
Especially on a hero like Beastmaster, who we know notorious for needing that early Aghanim Scepter, or he feels just left behind completely. It's a big, expensive item, which the components of which don't really do anything for you. It is all about spending all the money to get the full Ags.
Yeah, you and I have been talking about it on previous casts here, that Aghanim Scepter on Beast is such an important timing, more so than anything else. Collapse does get caught out up top, farming pretty greedily. And now the push with a catapult wave.
Yeah, looked like he wanted to try and stop the push from coming in, clear out some creeps before it arrived at tower, but Heroic, they're speeding things up. Diving past the tier 1 onto Rue's Shadow Shaman, Tai Lung making a move as quick as he can on the Viper.
They have
7 minutes in, Wisdom Shrines, probably going to get the double, honestly. King Jungles and Yuma stay left, Viper TPs to the right, Phoenix cannot contest.
Oh, good ward though by Panto. He would have died if he walked around the corner, but he puts the ward on the high ground, sees the Viper, and can now back out and is still alive. So yeah, you're right. Double Wisdom Rune.
Very strong passage of play from Heroic. Again, keeping this tri-lane in action. Rue almost dropping. Not quite enough damage to finish him off. We'll see if Yuma is too exposed here as Laurel makes a rotation, trying to hide in the fog of war behind the tree line. He's level 6 with a roar, but no one from Heroic is offering themselves as an open target.
Yeah, King Jungles is not too far away from having that ulti available as well. 48 experience, needs of course the 680, 300 or 600 available on the Grimoire.
Soon to be literate.
Yeah, he can pop it any moment now. Just needs to have the mana to use his spells as well. Ideally, you want to have the Fatal Bonds as well with it. But that mid tower, looks like they're going to go and open it right now. Might not even need a Golem, but if they see a chance to get Beastmaster, they will go for it.
That deep ward is so valuable for them. Not just seeing Laurel, but also potential TP reactions. They drop the Golem on the tower. Viper Strike, the returned Roar. Damage over time on Laurel looks good from Tai Lung to give chase, but they've lost track of him and they decide the tower's more important than diving. No reaction from Team Spirit though, just giving up this early objective.
Yeah, even if they don't get a kill on Beastmaster, he used Roar, so that's -1 tool for him. You know he's just gonna AFK farm jungle and not make any active rotations. And they can swing in, steal enemy jungle, and then go towards that top tower. Very, very active pace here from Heroic.
And shutting down a lot of these Spirit heroes who are quite item reliant. We talked about the Ags on Beastmaster, but we've equally got Slardar, who needs this Blink Dagger to play actively. The more you shut him down, the better, but Collapse has been able to turn with Panto here to clear out the Core. TP in from the Viper, chasing into Panto with Yuma. Dive away, but the triple fatal bonds. Well, there's no more chase. It looked tasty, though, as you get 3 people caught in the bonds. It's like, ooh.
Yeah, they all get far enough at least, but yeah, that Golem took the mid tower, went top, takes the top tower. They lose 1 hero, but completely fine as they force 3 heroes to run away.
That feels so good for Yuma, getting closer and closer to that Battle Fury.
Early travels is up on Tai Lung on his Viper as well. I think this is smart in this game. You need the mobility. Like, normally you can see Vipers sometimes build this unkillable, like, oh, I'm gonna go for the...
Greaves, Crimson.
Yeah, Greaves, I'm gonna stand my ground, maybe a Dragonlance, but I don't think that works that well here, since the minus armor is really, really strong on Team Spirit. Instead, having mobility is gonna be better for surviving.
Especially when you've got a hero like Kunkka, who is your be-all, end-all teamfight or skirmish starting kind of guy. You want him to be out on the map, kind of dealing with his Weaver, pushing waves, Vipers on the opposing side of the map, and then you want to join into the Kunkka.
Yeah. Yeah, it also makes it easier for him to play this fast pace that they have been going so far. Can go towards that bottom lane very easily just by traveling.
Core really hates boars. Draw breath, and the hasted Jakiro chases it down.
I mean, it's very nice. You get a lot of experience, a lot of gold. Has his level 6. Golem is about to come off cooldown in 30 seconds as well, so they're smoking. We can see the line being drawn. They want to go behind and back to bottom. They know that there's a Beastmaster farming somewhere in the jungle, but I think the priority is towers for them.
Make the map as small as possible. Force Spirit back into the tight pockets of farm.
Oh, the Glyph TP.
The X mark on the Weaver. The Glyph TP of the Viper gets him on top of Yatoro. Still has Shikuchi and Time-Lapse though, so breaks free of Whisper. Of course, the primary objective is, as you said, the tower.
A combo a little bit off the mark, Whisper, but they're gonna get the building at least. And in the end, Team Spirit are spending most of this game just running away.
A 4K lead emerges for Heroic. 5K net worth on pretty much all of their cores. Beastmaster and Slardar need so much time to try and catch up.
They need to hit some of their ultis as well. They need the Supernova, they need Rasta ulti. Without that, Team Spirit can't really take a big team fight. So for now, just trying to leech whatever they can, but Rasta has to be careful. Travels on Viper means you can't get too close.
No. Especially with all the space that's been given to Heroic to place any deep observer walls. You never know when you're being watched either.
Yeah, and all this is smoke and mirrors, just, you know, showing yourself all over the map. Meanwhile, Yuma, the bear, stirring in the woods, getting bigger. Seeing what he can do when he has a good game on Ursa. So far, 0 deaths, got some kill.
Full HP tier 1 tower, so plenty of room for him. Some Mad Stone over in the neutral camp, which should be going gained. Collapse is closing in on that blink. 300 or so gold away from it. But it's not just the blink, you need this coinciding of items. Aghanim's Beastmaster, Blink Slardar.
I think what he needs is coinciding with the levels. Get level 6 on both the supports, and then they can group up together with the Slardar. Maybe you can fight close to the Beastmaster or something, we can just run in and help out. But more than anything, they need these ultis. Supernova is available. Rasta is working on level 6 on mid lane.
We'll get there eventually. And things slow down for a moment. The Spirit kind of happy to be able to just get a little bit of relaxed time. Breathe in, breathe out, hit some neutral creeps. Not being run at by the Viper relentlessly.
No, not non-stop heroic, it's controlled aggression. They are dominating the map, they've taken every tower, but they're not just mindlessly starting to slam into tier 2 towers, makes no sense. Instead, just playing their advantage.
Just showing themselves. Oh, the other core says hello to Yatoro. This place isn't necessarily safe for you, so it does elicit some kind of reaction from Panto to sit behind the Weaver and stand, while we see Tai Lung back in the jungle. Tons of stacks to be cleared out.
We're probably going to see increase in tempo soon coming out from Heroic when the pipe finishes on the Kunkka. It's not super far from it. Just 100 gold, I think. Yeah. Having the pipe complete before Aghanim's is done on Beastmaster is really a nice thing to feel as well. Like, okay, we're prepared for that Beast Axe. It is mainly magical damage the Beast is going to be dealing.
It doesn't have the raw, unleashed power that the Axe would normally have. 1,000 gold to go now for Laurel.
Blink Dagger is looking like it's going to come in a very nice timing for Ursa eventually here. Sitting at 800 gold already, clearing ancient stacks, being as efficient as he can.
Panto making sure he's not being caught, just acting as a walking ward in that bottom jungle. Sees people coming, dives away, and keeping tabs on where Heroic are lurking.
So we haven't seen them group. I'm always concerned when I see someone go for like early Blink Dagger like Collapse did in this game, and then you don't get value out of it. So you don't have something to play for immediately. It has to feel a little bit bad for him to just like quietly be farming. Meanwhile, Heroic, of course, wasting no time.
14-minute Roshan. And TPing top to defend tier 1. Not giving it an inch to Team Spirit here as they drop the Serpent Wards on the tower. Whisper TP's up here as Yuma gathers up the Aegis. Team Spirit do back up though, giving Collapse and Rue a little bit of safety on their avenue back through that top lane.
Yeah, in the end, these Rasta wards not really doing too much. Tower's gonna be happy. Whisper farming up all the wards, get healed up again, and Team Spirit are just looking towards late game. They are a very strong comeback team overall, Gareth, but I'm a bit concerned about this one. The Ursa getting this big, 600 gold. Blink Dagger will come online. It's gonna be a 16-minute blink.
Is it one of those situations, though, where this is like necessity for Heroic? You're thinking about the curve of the game. This is something that their draft kind of was required to do to get a platform to launch themselves off?
I don't even think it's that bad, to be honest, like that they needed this. Like, sure, Viper, he wants this. Viper is ultimately a hero that wants to play on an early timing, but looking at the rest of it, like, Ursa is a harder carry than Weaver in my eyes. He's gonna win that man fight 9 out of 10 times, I think, if you ever have these two just battling it up. And with the speed that he's playing here, he's 1,000 gold ahead of the Weaver. They've taken all these towers. I think they're in a very comfortable spot to play this, you know, without feeling any stress or urge to just go too early.
And more key item timings hitting here with the Crimson Guard on Tai Lung. Very tanky Viper, going to be able to defend himself against the Slaughter and Weaver somewhat.
So Crimson is up, Pipe is up, and they have the Blink Dagger coming out for Ursa. I think this is a crazy, crazy power spike they're hitting.
Yeah, I mean, especially holding Aegis for 3 more minutes. They've got tons here to make a move, and they spot Yatoro. Quick Shikuchi, but quicker Whisper. X-Mark into combo. Damage is good. Even the Golem dropped. Don't know if it was required, but KJ says screw it.
Yeah, just drop that Golem. It's going to be on the field anyway. It's not an ulti that you're going to miss when you use it. You're going to use it to push. And yeah, fantastic pickoff. Just a little bit too greedy farming your bottom jungle there for Yatoro.
Right next to a tier 2.
The thing is, he had very limited information. If you pay attention to their map vision right now, it's so limited. They are gonna smoke behind, trying to use the respawn timer. First, really aggressive move by Team Spirit. Collapse leading the way.
It's just Collapse, yeah. Smoke behind, smoke breaks. I don't know if he caught a glimpse of the Ursa there, but he's lurking in the shadows and getting jumped by Yuma. The Slardar's forced to pack it up and move to the right-hand side while Yatoro gets X-marked again. Whisper throws the dust at him. Kills off the tier 2 tower. Yet again, Heroic not going too deep, not over-committing, just going for the objectives that they actually came for.
I think they had cooldown initially there to try and combo him with the X-mark. Fortunate for Weaver. But bottom tier 2 gone, as you mentioned, now heading towards mid. It's looking very methodical.
Yeah, quite a low-kill game, but that net worth lead is building for Heroic.
It does give time for Rue to finish up perhaps his item up top, the Shadow Shaman, if he gets his Blink Dagger. We've seen how sneaky Rue can be. But mid tower is, again, looking like it's not going to get defended. There is maybe a chance. There's no Warlock ulti, but I think they want to avoid this Crimson Pipe timing.
Well, Heroic scanned this left-hand tier 2. They knew someone was moving over there towards the jungle. I don't know if Yuma was hunting for a straggler over there because he comes to clear the creep wave, but Spirit have a response. Shackles into Roar and Sunray, takes the first life of the bear. Whisper's here to help back him up, defend the teddy bear with a bit of torrent and boat action. Rue is going to feel the pain as he shackles up Yuma, but gets munched on.
Trying to kill the Ursa. I mean, it's optimistic since he has the Aegis. They got him once at least, but now you have cooldown as well on the Roar. This strikes me as like making whatever play you can when your carry just wants to keep farming.
There's all sorts of scribbling going on the map. I think we're trying to figure out where Yatoro's farming. He wasn't bottom, he wasn't mid. Where must he be? Now he shows on that bottom tier 1 tower, so Heroic will know.
The X mark is coming. Who is he picking?
Oh, he's going to go for Collapse, it looks like. X mark and Torrent onto the Slardar, bring the numbers in with the magic damage from Jakiro. Yuma will take him down. Yatoro doesn't even get the tower, denied by Whisper, and the Weaver has to Shikuchi away.
I like how Yatoro just keeps hitting the tower. He's like, yeah, sorry friend, you're dead. Glad they picked you. I will just farm a little bit more and then leave.
Panto skirting around the trees. Whisper. He clips him with that Torrent. A dive away, though, gives the distance, and I don't think they can catch him.
It's a good clip, but he missed the X mark afterwards, didn't have vision.
So just going back a few minutes, this early Roshan, 14.5 minutes in from Heroic, kind of starts that cycle of Roche respawning much faster, right?
Yeah, it's a very common thing that you will see teams do when they have Ursa, partly because you can kill Roche that early, but also because of how important it is. Oh, Yatoro runs into Yuma.
Oh, hello.
Shikuchi on cooldown for a little bit. That's probably give him a bit of a fright. He's going to be fine, though. As Tormentor is about to spawn, of course, we see all of Heroic going towards it. Ursa can take it solo. Probably going to pass a heal to him and just let him do it.
And for the meantime, that 6k lead has kind of plateaued from Heroic. No major gains in the past couple of minutes in terms of the net worth. Until now, they take the Tormentor. And it's been testament to Team Spirit being able to get in behind and find these little shadow pockets of farm where they can, but it does leave them open to situations like this, where Rue was protecting Collapse, the buddy system breaks apart. Collapse says goodbye, friend.
This is reminding me of the Kali's Rasta game, where he was just
out there.
Very sad, not having anything he can really do across the map, just kind of dying while scouting and providing vision for his course. But yeah, ultimately Team Spirit are saying, sorry, it's going to be a little while before we're really ready. BKB is in the makings for Beastmaster, 800 gold more. But even once he has that, I don't know if his team is ready. They need so much before they can really fight out in the open.
It's still crazy to think, though, even given the game state and the way that Heroic have been playing, Team Spirit are still that notorious one-fight team. All they need, 30 minutes in, is that one battle to turn the tides, flip the game, get their advantage.
Yeah, they're the comeback kings, right? They're insane at turning around a bad situation, but this is already looking pretty damn grim. A Yule Scepter's gonna hold the Phoenix in place.
Well done by Theo Lacour. In comes the rest of Spirit, though. Supernova gets off. The Bear's in trouble with the Sunray on him. They don't kill the egg off in time. They take him down, but they lost so much for it. Laurel picks up the double kill, including Yuma.
He just not have vision on him around the corner there, because he had the ulti ready, I think, on the Ursa, but the Roar catches him by surprise. Yeah, he got hexed by the Rasta first, and then he didn't have a chance to use anything, so I guess the blink on Rasta was what caught him out. Finally, Rue gets to do something.
Guess the pressing buttons on heroes. Huh? 1,000 damage from that Phoenix. And we've talked about it at length. This hot spot Phoenix from Panto is insane.
Yeah, it does crazy damage. It really does. The Sunray is really, really powerful, but yeah, that was an important takedown. Getting the Ursa, now allowing themselves to get on the map. One thing to Team Spirit's credit is that they are so fearless. Even in a game where they're far behind, look at how they're playing the map. They have players everywhere. They have Slardar down bottom, farming. Rasta on mid, pushing out. The Beastmaster enjoying top part of the map, while Weaver is farming Ancients. So they're being very efficient, despite being, on paper, a lot weaker.
That shows their incredible read of the map, of the game. There are a couple of wards out there for them to see what's coming, but some frantic scribbling from Heroic, kind of feeling that momentum slip out of their hands a little bit.
Yeah. Heroic's downside is that their draft, while it's super strong, is strong as a 5v5. They're really good at fighting around their Macropyre, Golem, Kunkka boat, and so on. But when you start splitting up a lot, that's when Weaver, Slardar, these type of heroes are very strong. Even Rasta and Beast are very good pick-off heroes.
A big smoke from Heroic, looking to try and claw back some more of this lead. Sweeping through that southern jungle.
Yeah, they know. It's actually Team Spirit who draw the line, knowing exactly what the smoke is. Spider senses are tingling.
All the way back to their Ancients area to hold the staircases, where they can smoke break from the high ground advantage. Torrent is not going to land. Yuma tries to go on Panto, but a dive away. X-Mark could collapse, but Heroic scattering, trying to turn and run, but the turn in back from the Beastmaster with a stun. The roar and the shackles are there for Laurel to pick up Yuma, while Tailung stands his ground to try and defeat the Rasta, kills Shadow Shaman off. Yatoro time-lapses back away as the Sunray Supernova comes into play. Collapse moves forward on the Whisper now, bashing and crushing his way into the Kunkka. A Yule to the sky disengages him and Jakiro for a moment, but Tailung with a spits. X-Mark dragged back in, kill off the Collapse Slardar. Heroic lose their Ursa, but at least get two. It's not over yet, though, as Yatoro comes in with the Beastmaster help. Golem dropped on their heads, though. KJ!
King Jungles and the X-Mark as well is going to pull back the Phoenix. Has to dive, though. But still, the Viper touched him. He can't get away.
Too slow. Under the spits of Tailung. A double kill for the Viper and a team wipe for Heroic.
That's a team wipe after it started out pretty disastrous. They didn't have a chance to get the double protection levels going on Ursa. I think Yuma trusted that he was going to get Pipe plus Crimson Guarded saved there, as he didn't have a chance to get the ulti out before the roar, but they weren't in position to really save him. And then they turned it around. What patience from King Jungles as well, keeping his positioning, knowing the jump is likely to come.
Impressive stuff from Heroic. And pretty well timed as Roshan's about to respawn as well.
You see Viper on minimap, he's so far away. He can't really get here to try and protect him. He wants to go and Crimson Guard him, but he doesn't have it. A little bit too late.
Quite aggressive and eager from Yuma to go up that high ground. But Tailung so tanky on this Viper, able to stand there, gets away from the Sunray. And Team Spirit, they thought they could sense blood in the water.
Yeah, Laurel committing hard for the blink in there. After the takedown on Collapse, thought they could get some more punish. We have a team fight brewing right now, though. Phoenix.
Same place again. And a Yule's on his Slardar is going to catch out Collapse. Heroic come back in to claim another couple of lives.
2 kills, Roche up and available. Not going to look for too much more, just go for the easy Roche. Soon Yuma is going to have the BKB, so then he doesn't have to be as picky holding his ulti all the time. He can always either use the ulti or use the BKB and still have one level of protection afterwards.
Yeah, those two team fights showing how vitally important it is for Spirit to have the Shadow Shaman and Slardar alive. All the lockdown from them in these extended fights. And yes, you can rely on the Roar and the Supernova for the big one-shot team fight combo, but if you want to continue battling, you need the Slardar to be playing that in-and-out style.
Whisper, by the way, is addressing how there's so much physical damage focus on Team Spirit, and he's going for heavy armor builds. Already sitting at almost 40 armor, got the Lotus and now a Plate Mail with the tough and Essence Ring as well. So a tanky Kunkka.
Yeah, incredibly strong. A little chip damage onto the tier 3. Heroic plant the banner down. Will allow Tailung's Viper to stand up and hit the objective. Currently, no indication that Spirit are going to mount a proper defense. Weaver and Slardar are out on the map, still trying to push out tier 2s with the help of the Serpent Wards.
I mean, they're farming and pushing out the rest of the map, but they have to come and fight or they're going to lose this tower and racks.
Well, Laurel is ready with a Blink BKB. Golem's dropped in, but the Roar and the kill on Jakiro is about to be accomplished by Laurel. Sunray over the top of him keeps him topped up as well. Healed against the Viper's damage over time. Torrent onto Rue. Yatoro, Shikuchi's away, and the tier 3 tower still under assault. Now Whisper and Tailung, a couple more hits will finish the job. As Yatoro looks to front line to deal with the Observer Ward and maybe clear out the creep wave. But Heroic advance, another go, but Yatoro, the timeout's back. Yuma couldn't finish the job thanks to Collapse, saving his Weaver.
Weaver survives, but a lot of cooldowns now. Team Spirit don't have any real ultis anymore.
The Golem from Warlock is dead. The banner is still up though, and that means the Catapult and the range creep in the base continue the damage on the buildings. Collapse goes in, tries to poke at them. Dragged back towards, but he's been healed up by the Sunray. Tailung down to about a third of his health. Got to be careful now, because Spirit could go for another round of fighting.
Oh, they're setting up.
All the Yules into Ice Path onto Yatoro, but he's got BKB and a run on forward. No time lapse though, and Yatoro dies. Laurel's gone in deep here, but Heroic stand their ground and fight.
It's too much protection. The pipe, the heals, the Solar Crest, all of this just to keep Viper alive. And all the while, Ursa is never under any threat.
This Heroic train's got no brakes.
Bringing in the mid creep wave as well. The Ursa wants more, not just the top lane.
I mean, they can see victory in their sights at this point. Weaver dead for 30. Beastmaster does not want to buy back at this point.
Team Spirit They're just too greedy. Like, the lineup hasn't really peaked early. They needed to get a lot of kills to be able to fight into this, but their teamfight heroes were just way weaker early.
They've got a
20 seconds for Phoenix ulti. Xmark TP, so he's coming back. Finished up the Shivas back in base. A quick little fix.
44 armor.
I mean, they have everything now. Shivas, Pipe, Lotus, Solar Crest, Crimson Guard. They're just checkmark on every single buff item.
Going through the list. And Whisper going to finish off another building in this middle lane.
Look at Rue going behind, planting some vision.
They've got to do something drastic here, Spirit, or they will be against Mega Creeps.
Slaughter is trying to finish a BKB, but Collapse is not really close to it. Needs a lot more gold still.
Heroic not going to go for that final lane. Collapse has pushed that lane all the way out. And Heroic going to smoke and try to play through.
Rue kept tabs on them, broke the smoke of the Kunkka, and then got to safety.
Still got a minute left on that Aegis.
700 gold to go for the BKB on Collapse. I don't think the Slaughter can do anything without it. He's on the Viper. Not an easy target, though. As he even has the Aghanims, he does some little pirouette and jumps away.
The chase is on, though. Funnily enough, being led by KJ. As a Yules onto a creep. The Ghost gets sent skyward, comes back down the Thud as Collapse goes through the Twin Gate, and Yatoro is going to go and try and cut wave behind. They're already preemptively pinging this, though, maybe understanding that the Weaver wants to do exactly that.
They're on the Torm, but Ursa is coming. Bailing, running. Is he going to scout for it? Yuma. He saw it. He saw signs that Slaughter was here.
Anyone here? Well, Yuma's going to go for the Torm. Collapse will blink off to the right.
Very nice of Collapse to help tank that. Who just... Oh, over there. BKB TP outs against the Xmark. Laurel had to spend his...
And then Rue, in the macro pyre, standing in the fire and the flame. Serpent Walls and Hex should trade lives.
Oh, wow. The bridge of death right there for the two supports. 800 gold for the side of Shadow Shaman, though.
Bridge over the river, die.
At least, you know, you're happy as Shadow Shaman. You took away one of the pushing heroes. The Kiro is not going to siege any high ground.
Well, now Heroic. Seems like their next move is quite well signaled. Play through enemy ancients, and then that bottom lane. All they need to do is maintain the waves. Shove them in from top, then to mid. And of course, Viper can head back to Fountain and join them at the drop of a hat.
Yator is
that one more wave.
Desperately finishing up level 20 and a Crystallis as well, just getting whatever damage he can. Trying to get strong enough to go through some of these protections, but I'm gonna be honest, Gareth, there's a lot to go through here. Not to mention the double Yule Scepters.
And the reads from Heroic have been spectacular this game. Like, every scan has hit, every move has landed. It feels like they're playing with freaking map hack.
They're locked in.
Have a full understanding of exactly what Team Spirit are doing and what they want to do. They unfortunately here don't find Yatoro as he tucks into the tree line.
Yeah, but still they were on the right path. They knew he was down here, just didn't find him.
Shikuchi's right under the nose of Tai Lung. Does get pinged by the Jakiro. They know he's around. Yuma's going to get the courier and the wave in front, while Yatoro time-lapses and Shikuchi's further north on his bottom lane.
Sneaky little Weaver with a BKB as well. It's basically just Ursa that can really bring him down.
He's been found! Feel the call with a dust into Yules. Requires the BKB TP, and there's nothing to stop that over here.
They mass TP to the outpost. They got an X-Mark.
Whisper and Tai Lung, you're right, they're onto Rue. Trying to bring them back with a tidal wave. The TP's going to get cancelled out, though, with the damage and the control out of that Jakiro.
Ursa has the Aghanim Scepter as well, so now you can't even go on him without the Rasta. Rasta can silence him with the Hex, so then he couldn't activate his ulti. But other than that, the Roar is not going to work. The Shackle, of course, doesn't work either, but if you do Hex him first, he can't cast the Ursa ulti.
14k behind, 8 to 20. It's been a while since we've seen Team Spirit get curb stomped like this. Sat in their base, waiting to see what comes so they can try and react to it. And we need buybacks on all these Spirit heroes. Like you're saying, Heroic have so much staying power. You need multiple rounds of everything from Spirit just to hold on.
Yeah, it's incredibly difficult. They're even adding more auras. The Viper is farming towards an Assault Cuirass next. Already has the Hurricane Pike to get himself to safety as well.
And this is the point at which Collapse is like, why did I buy that Blink Dagger that you pointed out was, you know, an investment in aggression which he never got to use, 13,000 net worth, why don't I have a hand of Midas?
And with the way the game ended up playing out, it may have been better to just go for a Midas, but ultimately he wanted to be aggressive. He didn't want this state of the game to exist. They see the Weaver. Ursa's nearby. BKB is not going to save you.
Ah, that move in from Yuma, the bash and the catch. The time lapse back, but the stuns from Yuma adding in that golem drop from KJ. Yaturo's dead.
Some really unfortunate bash timings
And
there for him.
He's found a go onto Laurel as well. Tidal wave back up towards the high ground. Yuma comes in with a big damage output. Nullifier Roar turned back with Collapse. They're on the Ursa. Team Spirit trying to fight back. Boat over the top gives the protection of the Rum though. Whisper keeps Yuma alive, and Team Spirit, they couldn't get anything off the back of it, even with a buyback out of Yaturo. And now, Yule's on Collapse with the Ice Path follow-up, trying to poke at Spirit from the high ground. Heroic hold their ground. Drew, a step too far forward here. Projectiles launched in on him, and he dies.
And the heal as well. They're just bringing everyone full X-Mark TP to base. Warlock patching people up. Getting ready to go for a crack onto the high ground. I do like the nullifier they picked up on Laurel. Having that against this this massive Ursa is going to be really, really useful. Taking away the overpower. Even against the sprint of the Slardar. It does feel inevitable. It's Heroic's game 19,000 ahead. I think they're just going to be patient though. They know if they lose a fight now, they're going to lose Roche. It's going to keep playing for objectives.
And the third Roche, a big one.
And meanwhile, Team Spirit also recognized this, so that's why you see Collapse moving out, hunting. He knows that people are splitting up. They're not always as 5.
Yuma.
That's
No BKB.
not the easiest hero.
Oh, Collapse. Oh, he's going to blink away from it.
Long way.
No BKB, but having that Aghanim Scepter, Yuma is just not the target to jump. He would insta-ulti and turn on you.
Whisper is not alone out here. Rue and Panto might have thought they had a chance to go, protecting their high ground ward. They do keep Heroic at bay, but that just means they go back towards the pit.
It's a refresher shard Roche. Very important Roche. If they can't fight for this, I think they're a little bit too late.
Even though Collapse is notoriously good at getting into the pit and stealing Aegis, he doesn't even attempt it this time. He's cutting waves and killing couriers, trying to do what he can to delay this game.
Cheese on the Viper as well. He's so tanky, and now having that ability to go full HP again, basically. Looks like they're going towards the final lane that has any Parax. Creep wave is not too far away from the base as well. Team Spirit have not been able to shove all the lanes out.
Wind Waker, Thealicor, Cheese over on Tai Lung. Roshan's banner there, ready to be used on this final lane. Of course, all the dire waves trending across the river towards the Radiant base, leaving one angle of attack here for Heroic and one spot to defend for Team Spirit.
Every single ability ready for both teams. I do fear for Team Spirit in this, but we'll see how they can master a defense.
I mean, Heroic have to be so confident. Victory is imminent for them. One fight should crack this one. Slardar tries the front line here to defend against the waves, but the banner is already placed. Buyback-wise, no for Beastmaster, no for Weaver. 100 gold until Laurel will have it, so maybe as this fight breaks out, they'll go for Aurora, jump on Warlock. They started off to try and pick him up. The Ice Path, though, stops Collapse in his tracks. Yuma's into the back on the Panto, forcing the Phoenix back. Yaturo trying to get in behind with Rue alongside onto the Jakiro, but the Wind Waker breaks free. Whisper and Yuma can now turn onto Rue. Laurel dies and does buy back. Theolicor's falling to Yaturo now. Heroic lose their 2 supports, but they've got plenty left in the tank to deal with the egg. Yuma and Tai Lung destroy it, and Collapse falls as well. Tai Lung Viper picks up a triple kill, and Yuma goes in deep onto Rue. Tidal wave down to low ground, and Shadow Shaman's done for. Yaturo, he's in the middle of the pack here. Time-lapse is back to safety. Collapse has jumped in aggressively onto the Kunkka though and might be in trouble now. Laurel and Panto biding their time, waiting on the left-hand side. A 2-man crush, but Yuma's got their Ags and Rays.
He's going in.
Yaturo, he's been bashed, insta-stunned by Yuma, dead for 100 seconds, and Laurel has nothing left to do but to walk in and try and fight alongside Collapse. The Sunray damage is good on Whisper, but Laurel, he's gonna die back. Tai Lung can stand his ground, defeat Team Spirit on their own side of the river.
Blink up in 2 seconds. Ursa still chasing. Oh,
He's got him. Finds collapse. Whisper buys back. Both supports are respawning, and GG's call. Team Spirit tap out.
Man, they were strong enough to fight against not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 buybacks being used. It does not matter how many buybacks you throw. Heroic, they just built this unbreakable fortress of a team fight, and eventually you can split.
This is, of course, Wagamama and Gareth.
Yeah, we're loud, shouty boys over here in the little room we're casting from. Everyone can hear us out of Bucharest as we get ourselves into Game 2. Team Spirit versus Heroic. Similar kind of hero setup in the drafts. A few little adaptations, though, Wag.
Yeah, I think this game will probably serve a good, example to show just how minor tweaks in drafts can change a lot of stuff, because we have very, very similar, like you said, but these key parts are changing. The Tusk instead of Jakiro is a little bit harder to fit in the laning stage, doesn't pair that strong together with a Kunkka. At the same time, if you put Warlock together with a Kunkka, then you don't have a babysitter for the Ursa. So I think Heroic's draft is a little bit weaker this time for laning stage, and Team Spirit definitely has a more harmonious draft in my eyes.
I'm curious, looking at the facets there. We've seen Panto several games in a row going for the hotspot with like raw damage out of the Sunray. This time going for the Dying Light. Any ideas why he's just suddenly changed?
Probably because of laning stage stuff. Dying Light is typically stronger for laning stage, and I think maybe they're just making that little adjustment as well, saying that, you know what, Heroic are putting insane emphasis on lane, picking picking Warlock and Viper multiple times here, so you just need whatever you can get early on. You might not even skill up the Sunray super early, so makes no sense to have a facet that doesn't do anything in the start.
That makes sense. And Yuma, crashing symbols as he chases Collapse back towards the lane. Got a little hit in there on him. Nothing much to bother Collapse on that Mars. And they did make that little shift as well. Yeah, that Slardar taken out of the draft, Mars put back in. So adding this Mars-Phoenix combo.
Nice last hits for Laurel. Takes a few hits, of course, from the Viper, but getting both the deny and the last hits. Definitely nice stuff from him. And there are a lot of combos he can play into here as Invoker. He did go for the X-Sword facet, so he's going to have Cataclysm later on. And look at all the pairings you have. There's Shackle, Roar, Spear. There are a beautiful amount of combos to do.
Yeah, Tailang's got to keep the comms open to call the Sunstrikes when they fly out. And this lane used to be completely unplayable as the Invoker against the Viper. Laurel doing a very good job here, just having that staying power. Looks like he's got plenty of regen and sustain to sticking out in lane as well, as he sits at 2 and 3 on the Invoker. Viper, same story for him, but with 2 additional range creeps arriving.
Yeah, Tailong should have the advantage, but Invoker did really, really well in the first creep wave, so I think he will survive just fine on mid lane. Up top, we have a little bit of shenanigans happening.
A lot of bits of shenanigans happening.
Quite a bit, and that's a big Radiant creep wave. You can't really fight into all this even. Oh,
it's massive. Well, all the waves are doubled up.
Fire speeds are actually pretty good if you want to fight under a creep wave, because you can make the creep wave hardly auto-attack at all, so I suppose Team Spirit are feeling pretty confident.
Theo Core is going to go and drag another wave, it looks like. Reminds me of the days when you used to put sentry wards and observer wards in front of the lane. In Dota 1, you could block creep waves with sentries, stack them all up, bring them out.
Yeah, it's a Shaker's wet dream right there.
And Panto still has access to large camp as well. Nothing really to pull into currently. His waves all being munched on. This does leave, Kunkka 7 and 1. Beastmaster at 8 and 5, so still getting a fair amount of farm there as Whisper, but as we see, lots of gold still ready to be gathered by the Beastmaster. As Panto, with that Dying Light, gone aggressive on Theo Core. Whisper can turn and get some damage back on him. The Phoenix with that damage over time on the Tusk gets first blood, barely, before he dies himself.
That's really nice. Even though he did die in the end on Panto, getting the first blood, and he did this 1v2 while Yatoro was just enjoying controlling lane, getting a lot of denies, and securing his CS instead.
Well, Laurel, who was 2 and 3 out of the first 2 waves, 4 and 5 now, with the remaining few come his way. And Tai Lung really starting to lay it on thick, 12 and 9, and making this a really difficult lane to inhabit for Laurel.
Yeah, he's sending out the mangoes. He knows against Viper, you need to have that, or against Invoker as Viper, you need to have access to mana at all times. Don't want EMP to stop your advances.
You want to keep spamming the poison spit.
Very difficult for Evoker to get onto the lane, and Viper will even go and get himself a Null Talisman as well as the Water Rune. More mana to keep spitting on the Invoker.
Warlock is also moving into mid as well. Feels like they want to make a move happen. Not the usual roaming, ganking hero you would expect, but he has a Blood Grenade.
Yeah, I mean, you could catch him by surprise just walking behind sometimes, but...
Tylon gets out with the EMP, and it looks like Warlock has been tracked back by Rue, keeping tabs on him while Yuma was farming in between tier 1 and tier 2.
Yeah, just gonna take the time to make some stacks instead. King Jungle's preparing for anyone who wants to go and get some farm later on.
And grab the Bounty Rune as well.
Root does hit pretty hard, plus he has boots, so this is not super comfortable, and Ursa is nowhere close. He does have the heal, but meanwhile, Theolicor gotta get to deny. Easy peasy, calculated.
I'm just showing, though, you're right, this Dying Light from the Panto Phoenix. Much better in the laning stage, putting a lot of pressure. Of course, he is laning into double melee, so that helps out for sure.
Yeah.
While we see a bottom lane collapse in front of his tier 1 tower. Nice safe place to gather up a little bit of that early farm. 18-5 for him, feels reasonably comfortable. You know, he is a melee hero into Ursa, but he's got Spear and Rebuke to give him some displacement tools, while Kunkka's going to TP out of that top lane all the way back to Fountain, leaving it wide open for Team Spirit.
That's the thing about Mars. He can lean into Slarks, Ursas, etc. He doesn't get hard countered the way a lot of melee heroes do.
There's the snowball, though. Gets through the EMP and onto the Invoker. Larl with a Tornado and Rue's rotation. Can't save the Invoker and might actually lose his own life as he came in to try and help. Theolicor, very low, dies at a tower, but Tylon gets the double kill, and that's what Heroic wanted.
Phoenix here.
Panto. Oh, with a Dying Light, can he trade into this? He
doesn't have
decides
W
no.
yet. He's gonna dive soon. He has cooldown coming back 1 second.
He goes for it. Tylon can turn and try and bite back into this one, but Panto has the big kill. The Flappy Firebird beats the disgusting Green Drake, but King Jungles will arrive to get the trade.
Always something, but very nice from the Phoenix. That's gonna give him a decent chunk of experience. Getting a solo kill on the mid laner. Some punishment for that aggressive dive under tower.
3 for 2. 5 minutes in.
Of course, Warlock also happy to TP in and get the return kill there. Getting 1 charge on the Grimoire.
Writing the stories of his glory in that nice big book.
Every story starts somewhere. Starts with Phoenix dying.
And Tylon comes back. As Laurel just throws some spells in there, do what he can, but this is still, in effect, a tri-lane from Heroic.
Yeah, pretty much. Controlling the Power Rune. Not the most insane Power Rune heroes, but DD Rune is good on anybody. It's going to be Tylon getting it. And Theolicor wants to dive Laurel.
All right, once again, the tempo just picks up quickly. Heroic looking for these early objectives. They're ganking into the Invoker with some good Fatal Bombs. They've got the damage onto him. Tylon's dropping low, and with Phoenix Shadow Shaman on his tail, the Viper will fall and Spirit answer in kind. A dive across onto Theolicor, looking for an additional takedown as Rue salves up against the shackles.
Oh, they got him.
Great turnaround from Spirit to bring down the Tusk. Warlock, though, writing in his book, and the Tusk finally falling as King Jungles backs up. 4 pages now written.
Some crazy aggression happening, and King Jungles is just rubbing his hands together. Yes, keep fighting. My level 6 is available now. He can already crack that tome, and he will almost have it. That's how much experience he's got ready.
And Laurel happy to have 10 seconds of calm, creep hitting moments here.
Yep, with the Wisdom, now definitely the Golem is available. They get 1 for 1 on the Wisdom.
Still sitting around mid. Seems like Heroic want to keep the pressure on the Invoker and also breaking this tier 1 tower. Kind of important for them.
Yeah, he did get spotted by a Dire Vision.
Just go one more time. Laurel would never expect it.
He does have a ward seeing the 2 of them.
Nobody ganks Laurel 6 times in a row, surely. Golem dropped on the tower. That's exactly what Heroic want, is to break the building. And a snowball in behind. Have they got reveal? A Dust is there. Theolicor with KJ on him. Laurel in trouble with the shackles from Rue. And Arena through with collapse. The spear onto Tylon. Reaction from Spirit, breaking the back of Heroic's aggression. Sunray over onto Theolicor as well. The tower still stands, but Yuma arrives. Little Sheep hopping and skipping to try and break free, but Yuma is too much to handle. And Heroic will clear out the objective that they came for.
the face boots Ursa. We have seen some aggressive moves this tournament. We have carries just TPing to mid, sometimes as early as level 4, but this time, of course, Yuma coming in with the face boots, able to give the rundown onto poor Shadow Shaman.
Why is there an Ursa in my lane? God knows, it's Yuma. KJ, a nice dodge on the tornado. Into the Roche pit, juking through the fog. Trying to break some ankles here as Yuma pokes at Panto. Nearly dying to the Golem, in fact. Laurel will pick up KJ, Golem down, and Team Spirit can just sit and lick their wounds.
Yeah. A lot of heroes invested to bring down that Warlock, but necessary move as he was invading and trying to steal some big camp. This gives a lot of time to Whisper, all this attention towards mid lane. And Kunkka is quite happy laning into a Beastmaster. Beast can't rely on his summons, that's why we see him maxing out the Wild Axes, of course.
Well, Whisper is even hunting in the back, looking for Yatoro. Torrent missed, but he still has this X-Mark boat to play with.
He's gonna beat him down.
Chucks it at the Beastmaster and finishes him off. Panto, yet again, looking to try and get some kind of trade, but there's too many numbers here to fight into.
Yeah, he has the Supernova, so feeling pretty confident, but has to be cautious. 3v1.
This is where things can get a little nasty for Spirit. Yes, they've answered a lot of the calls that Heroic have been making, but Laurel still needs time to catch up. 2,800 net worth is not a position he would love to be in. Needs to recover back in the jungle, and that gives a lot of room here for Heroic to maneuver onto towers and take objectives. So it's down to Yatoro to come back and defend it.
Yeah, he can put 1 point into Aurora, holding a skill point. Does do so now. But even so, I don't know if they can really burst onto a Kunkka. Just hard hero to bring down quickly. So mostly just kind of hovering the area, trying to keep it defended, but eventually the Golem will come off cooldown, and I think they're going to go for this tower. 20 seconds.
Sense.
Aurora? They go on the Kunkka. Can they bring him down?
He's got Shadow Word on him. That's an optimistic move, but Panto's diving in for it. Supernova's ready. Awkward, though, as Whisper just gets the distance and now turns onto them. Could force the egg here as Panto's dragged back in. Theo Lacour, the Golem dropped. Have they got the chain stuns with the Torrent? They do. Now Yatoro blocked up by the creeps and the Fatal Bonds are on him. The Igloo traps him inside, and Yatoro's died. KJ with a double kill.
I mean, Warlock was there to heal the Kunkka, but he didn't drop below like 70% HP. That was nowhere close to being a kill. I think Team Spirit's a bit desperate with the defense there. Yeah, just looking uncharacteristic from them. Oh, Whisper gets a splash onto a Shadow Shaman, realizes he's hiding in the tree line as he got the Tidebringer, revealing him basically. You see it in the Fog of War.
It feels like we're yet to see any Sunstrikes. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but with the setup that we've got from Team Spirit here, Laurel has not had the opportunity. And okay, the laning stage was real rough for him. But is it just he's using mana to farm creeps rather than Sunstriking? No opportunities to kill?
I mean, now he's got plenty of mana because he has Kaya, so you should always have the Sunstrike ready for these attempts. But definitely his early game was a struggle on Laurel. And as all the action was brought to the mid lane, I think that's a big reason why we didn't see the Sunstrikes in the laning stage, because everybody congregated mid. So he had to throw other spells.
He was the one with the target on his back.
Exactly.
Well, 4K lead, 10-7, already for Heroic, 12 minutes in.
And the big story is Whisper invading, stealing these stacks. These stacks were intended for the Beastmaster, by the way.
Now we know how vitally important that Axe timing is.
That's some silly animation when you have the attack speed slow.
Like Super Mario.
It's got delay on the punch.
Jumping up to the question mark box. Supernova placed down, and a Sunstrike's coming, but Theo Lacour has danced around it. Panto can try and dive and maybe find him, but it's a bridge too far. Can't go for it.
Again, ulti spent and nothing gained.
Oh.
Just rough for Team Spirit.
And Heroic is still ramping up with the same item builds they've been going for. The Aura's on the Kunkka, going for this pipe.
Yeah, he's got it already. He's super farmed. The entire pipe is coming out, and I think he's looking to start opening the rest of the map. Ori took mid, top, bottom tower is alive, and Kunkka wants to change that real quick.
Battle Fury for Yuma is all but done, and then this Viper with Boots of Travel can sit in the pocket and farm and join when he wants to. Play like a Spectre.
Yeah, going on to the Mars now, forcing him away with a Shadow Word and Fatal Bonds. he'll of course be okay, but taking a lot of damage, hard to mount a defense when you already lost so much HP.
Something Spirit are good at, though, is when all the green lights are up, defending a Wisdom Shrine or a tower or a high ground near their Ancients, they could bring numbers to have this big team fight going.
Yeah, he's got the Meteor Hammer now on Laurel, build that we have seen quite a bit on Invoker, become quite popular ever since the Midas nerf for Invoker in particular.
Oh yeah, no XP,
Yeah.
no happy.
Yeah, the hero mostly cares about XP, and being able to clear the Ancient camp here, it's nice. You kind of want to take towers with this, though. The idea behind the Meteor Hammer is usually to put pressure, play early aggression and some tempo, but they're just being completely outmatched by Heroic.
And this Meteor Hammer is pretty good at clearing out the camps as well. Like, Meteor Hammer with the meat ball and the ice wall.
Yeah, also makes his Sunstrike really strong because the Kaya component to it. So he has 10% spell amp on the pure damage of a Sunstrike. That's really nice.
That's sick. Dealercore pretending to be some illusions.
Yeah. See how successful he is.
Those creeps are taking too much damage. He doesn't get the stacks going with the other illusion, sadly. But he'll get a little bit of time mid here to gather up gold for his blink.
I think Heroic have done a great job finding a controlled pace while also being aggressive. Like, that's usually been the struggle for a lot of South American teams to, you know, kind of rein it in a bit. They're always known for being aggressive, wanting to go and do stuff. And they have done that in this game, but they're not going absolutely ham. Like, bottom Wisdom would have been very risky to go for.
Yeah, they're not
Slow
giving
it down
up
a bit.
Not giving up any traction on the map, right? There's no loopholes here for Spirit to play into. Everywhere they go, there is an answer, a response. Tai Lung and Whisper, TP bot to find collapse. So wherever you show on the map, there is some kind of retribution coming out of Heroic. Because that's the thing, right? If you group up as 5 and play this super deathball-y gank squad style, you do leave massive power vacuums open for someone like Yatoro to exploit.
Exactly. It's about staying on as much of the map as possible and being efficient while also bullying your opponents around and not letting them play their game. And that's why I think it's a fine, very delicate balance to play that they're doing a great job at now. Of course, Team Spirit, they're enjoying, you know, working towards that Ags. Okay.
So a Sunstrike?
Should be a kill.
Now he's quite tanky with 3 stick and the Shadow Word going, but the Serpent Wards will eventually bring him down. And that's Blink now for Rue, while the rest of Team Spirit are smoking up top.
Looking for the Kunkka, the pipe Kunkka. It's just a Phoenix, though, as Invoker. He gets away from the idea.
Yeah, gives up on it.
He's rushing towards Aghanim Scepter, which is very understandable after the Meteor Hammer. I think Ag's Cataclysm plays is going to be the bread and butter of this lineup from Team Spirit to start turning the game.
Perhaps a 16-minute Wisdom Shrine?
Ay, ay, ay. Sneaky, sneaky Panto. He's going to be very happy about that.
And some neutral camps to boot. Very happy.
Get himself some nice farm. Yeah, while it's just a chill game, this is fantastic for him, even stacking up the enemy jungle and farming here. Nobody has any idea that he's inhabiting this area.
Still, even though I've watched this game from start to now, right, it's still a surprise to see the Kunkka top of the net worth. 9,500, but he is 203.
It's insane how much creeps he has cleared already. Like 160 CS, along with the fact that he has been involved in these kills. It really adds up, and he hasn't died a single time, so...
Well, the Roshan this time a little slower than game 1, but still on time, as a Sunstrike and Tornado will all but scout it out. We have to keep eyes on Panto. He's in the vicinity and potential for a dive into the pit. Just a little off the mark there. They try to give vision with a Sunstrike, and now Panto, target on his back, tries to dive and Sunray away, but Heroic have his number.
A bonus kill for Yuma. Blink and Battle Fury complete, have the Aegis in hand. 3 minutes until the Tormentor, but I think they're gonna start making stuff happen before that Torm spawn. And Yatoro does have the Aghanim Scepter, nearly Blink Dagger, so 400 gold, and then the Beastmaster. I'm happy he's going for the Blink. We saw him previously go for this like Silver Edge second item. I did not enjoy what I
don't think anyone enjoyed it.
So very, very happy to see that he's going for a bit more standard. Just get the Blink, be able to pick your targets, maybe Blink on the Tusk, kill him before he can snowball save anyone, and then go from there. Yeah, I was talking to Lacoste, and you know, we talked about the Silver Edge, and we came to a conclusion that Silver Edge is great on Beast, but it's a reward that you earn after you do the hard work work, get your blink, your BKB, you know, do the things that you need to do. And then you can enjoy having a Silver Edge.
Yeah, you don't get your, your first car, Sweet 16. You don't get a Lamborghini, do you? You get some little Fiat Punto or something.
If you're lucky. I got a bike, man.
or a bicycle. That was my parents as well. Get on your bike, get a job.
Yeah, there you go.
Go to a paper round or something. It's not all doom and gloom for Spirit, though. You know, the 3K lead, they're looking at this Ursa with Aegis. Definitely scary times ahead. But they've got items that are coming into their pockets. 8, 9K net worth on some of their cores. Still building up to
Rue looking for a sneaky solo kill in King Jungles. Doesn't get the ward trap.
No, not this time.
And no man.
And a snowball across, going to gap close on Rue. Shard's not going to land, and that blocks the core away from him. Sunstrike to scout and give vision. Tylung has no stun, so the TP will succeed.
Space right there. The wards are eventually going to get cleared here, of course.
Yeah, free money for Tylung.
He forced some reaction at least. His team is farming.
Oh, Yuma waits for the dive to end. Supernova's expended. Yataro's going to come across thinking about the roar, but now realizes he's quite out of position and has to blink away.
Teolikor still chasing. Doesn't find him, though.
Oh, no. Little hidey hole for Yataro.
Nice TP by him. So Rue with his Blink Dagger pairing up with Collapse. The two of them know with Sunstrike they can kill pretty much anyone if they get the Blink Hex. Ursa's a pretty bad target, of course, but this Viper could be massive if they find him.
Whisper. He's on the Invoker. Viper's going to come across. Tylung does need to try and catch up in terms of net worth as he's behind the Invoker at this point with the way the game's going.
Such a good takedown because now the grouping here of the Mars and the Rasta, they don't have the damage anymore. They don't have Sunstrike to follow up the initiation.
Laurel, while dead, micro his little forward spirits as best he can.
That's what you can do. Just downgraded from having a hero to having a little creep.
It's like back in the old days when you die as a support, you say, I'll control the courier. There's only one of them, let me micro it.
Don't worry, guys, I'll be the best delivery service you've ever seen.
Just buy a soul ring and a Dagon.
The heal up Yuma on his Ursa. Gonna go and take the Tormentor, similar to the previous game. Solo taking that Torm.
Teolikor with a shard. Quite nice for him.
Some snakes drop bottom. X-Mark onto the Rasta. The blink wasted.
Oh, the torrent doesn't land though.
A little hop.
Rue hops away. Well, his little hobby horse, but he's still going to get caught here as Heroic bring the numbers. Tower glyphed as well. Serpent Ward's getting finished off. It looks like they might be able to take it. Whisper, in fact, denies it.
Yeah, it's a lot of snakes though that they get to clear. Meanwhile, they're looking for the Viper. Mars sees him, doesn't really have Beastmaster close enough, and there are creeps in the way. He's gonna go for it anyway.
Collapse. Spear back onto the tree. Cataclysm with Yataro's roar. Tylung, Lotus Orb, but no additional saves. Whisper and Yuma, though, come back in. A nice arena's going to block Yuma in, keep Whisper out, but Yataro stuck between a rock and a bear place.
Oh, he finds the Wisdom on the way out. Collapse, running over to the Wisdom. They're going to steal it again. Uses the TP, gets to safety.
Double Shrine.
That was very nicely measured by Collapse. Knew exactly how long it would take for his carry to arrive there.
Oh, but look at Teolikor. Lurking. Jumping onto Laurel. Trapped in the big shard. Tornado denies the immediate jump from Yuma, but a snowball damage looks like it's lacking here on the Ursa because the Sunray keep the Invoker topped up, but now with the addition of Whisper, they've got plenty enough. Collapse and Rue with a Supernova behind them. Deal with Teolikor. Whisper, what's he got left? 30 seconds for Boat. He's got a Torrent to throw. Yuma's in trouble. Needs the Golem to help him out. And Rage and then run back towards Collapse, but Heroic in disarray right now. A Cyclone into the sky. Fatal Bond's thrown by the Warlock, but KJ's died. Laurel's Four Spirits will do the job while Rue's trapped down in the low ground. Whisper and Tylung will get the job done and finish off the Shadow Shaman.
Beastmaster has Roar in 3 seconds. He's looking for a chance, but I think it's a little bit too late. Invoker being dead as well. They're going to wrap around, though. Still wanting to use that Roar combo. 20 seconds for the Mars Arena. If they get on the Kunkka, I don't know, man. Kunkka is a tanky target. Lotus and Pipe.
They're going to go for it anyway. Blink Roar, Spear back into the tree, Sunray and Cataclysm, that's plenty.
Waited out. The Invoker respawned nicely as well, and of course the Phoenix cannot be underestimated. He's doing quite a bit of damage with that Sunray.
Even without the hotspot, yeah.
Hey, he was the top damage dealer in the little fight we had just now, 3.3k.
That supernova was very well placed. And overall, a pretty big loss there for Heroic. You know, the Aegis, a few heroes down. Team Spirit rallying around this Beastmaster, finally getting a fight to go their way.
The big thing is that they kept Yuma alive. He got out of what was a pretty scrappy situation, looked like it could go way worse, and especially with that Yule Scepter on the Mars, could have been problematic. Nice Lotus Orb though by the Kunkka. You know, they made the most of what was a pretty bad spot.
And now he's bags. Battle Fury, Blink, Ags, and then the backshot to come up after.
It's going to be a Force Staff from the Phoenix. Not an item we see all that often, but I think it makes a lot of sense against the Tusk, against the X-Mark as well. Try and get people away from Ursa. A lot of, you know, times when we see Ursa, we get mentions of how Yule Scepter is insanely good against him. Force Staff is also very, very valuable, though.
Your Spit Shield against the Viper as well. Get a bit of distance from him.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
But we do see Team Spirit kind of waking to life here after it's been a pretty farmy early game. They have BKB complete on Beastmaster. They've shown that they're ready to fight with the rest of them. The Aghanim's Cataclysm combo.
Well, Collapse for a brief moment showed himself. Heroic tried to make the jump, but now pivoting up towards top.
Whisper leading the way with a Blink Dagger this time, so not full tank. He's built to catch a little bit better.
Laurel is going to be under vision up top if he shows himself on a creep camp, but he's very wisely gone all the way back to the right.
They might catch Panto, but he looks like he's just going to hug the end of the map here. Could even do the Edge TP out, Sunray out.
And he's being pinged, but yeah, looks like Panto and Rue have slipped over.
I think that was just him pinging himself. And now he gets pinged.
Well, I'm saying, hey, there's people over here. Let's go deal with them. Taking our jungle camps, our farm on our side of the river.
Could be a Cataclysm combo, but Kunkka is here.
Straight in on top of them. Supernova and Serpent Wards. Cataclysm coming in onto the Kunkka. The damage is good. The two supports with the global presence of Laurel help to kill off Whisper, and Tylon can't even stand his ground and fight. This Sunray has forced him all the way into base. He's got Panto diving to go for this and forcing the BKB.
Dude, Panto. And meanwhile, bottom lane, they're finding the Tusk as well. Some nice moves here coming out from the supports.
And the immediate line drawn, Collapse is saying, hey, we've got them now. Hem them back, bunker them down, push forward.
Yeah, they're realizing that they have an advantage with getting these pickoffs. Looking to just get whatever they can. Invoker TPing top, shoving back the lanes. And Heroic definitely shook here from how they were so far ahead, but now losing control over the game.
Honestly, Heroic, pretty glad that Roshan's a decently long spawn. That potentially could have been Spirit getting those kills, getting the Aegis, which is a pretty big loss for an Ursa team.
Yeah, but we can tell the difference from the previous game where they had that snowball of having Jakiro to just steamroll down the towers. Now it didn't happen. We're 26 minutes in. Those tier 2 towers have not been touched at all.
Much more reliant on these smoke moves to try and find the element of surprise.
And Team Spirit's reads have been pretty damn good overall throughout the series, even in the first game. You can see it again. This smoke move already looking like it's gonna flop. Panto is running away. Mars going through the gate down to bottom.
Dodging everything. And yeah, still a minute left on that Roche to respawn, so nothing here to be gained by Heroic, nothing they can immediately grab.
Yeah, and Yatoro is making his progression as well. Got the Yasha towards the Manta style. Very nice to get the Dispel in this game against, well, a lot of the different things. You can even X-Mark dodge the, or dodge the X-Mark, I mean.
And any Silver Edge in his quick buy? Any?
Maybe after the Bloodthorn that he has.
+8 after the Bloodthorn.
Yeah, it could be, right? +8, so that's a lot.
It's a lot of items. But not an immediate purchase, yeah. Going for all these items beforehand.
He's putting his work in, Gareth. That's what he's doing. They're getting the D-ward as well over the Roche area. Definitely strong enough to contest this Roche. Game is virtually completely even here in net worth.
Heroic tighten up. No, they need that Aegis. Oh, there's a decent swing there and probability from DOTA Plus as well. 61% now for a Team Spirit.
They want to smoke up. Can see it. Rue gonna pop it. Yep. Wrap around. They're going up top. There's a tier 1 in the way, so you can't really just go around and get onto that triangle. And Triangle is being protected very well by Heroic, holding the high grounds. Oh boy. I don't know if they know how close they are to Team Spirit though. Oh. Tylung is gonna show.
It's gonna be a nasty surprise when someone gets jumped.
Cataclysm will follow.
The smoke from Heroic. Roche has respawned, but they need the fight to kick off first. The ball walks past the Tusk. I think they pinged it. They know something's coming. Yataro's in smoke break position. Yuma's jumped in. Hexed. Lotus comes after. Sunray over onto the Shadow Shaman to try to protect. Rue getting blown up and finished off by the boat. Whisper gets that first point of contact and kill on the Shadow Shaman, and now the chase is on towards Collapse. Looking for another drag back in with a jump from Yuma. They found the MOUZ. Arena, BKB, and then maybe a TP with a Cataclysm coming. They'll try to do what they can. Collapse with the Yules in the sky and a blink away can get the TP home.
Gotta get himself to safety. Trying to take the Wisdom again, this greedy bastard.
No
Gets
way!
X-marked. I think he's gonna get punished for this one.
Yeah, it's illegal. You're not allowed to do that.
That is the third time they take the enemy Wisdom though. Collapse taking them 2 in a row. I don't know if it's really worth it for him to die there, because Roche being up, now you have no way of contesting it at all. If he got to safety, maybe you could.
He's got buyback.
But I really doubt that he's going to pull the trigger, especially without having ulti.
Yeah, probably not. So Roshan for Heroic.
Looks to be that way for sure. Invoker, meanwhile, finishing it up some farm down bottom. Got his Octarine completed.
Is Panto going to go for it again? Can we Sunstrike the pit? Can we dive on in? Panto tries. Oh, Roshan's dropping low. Golem dropped. Radiant kills it. Tylung picks up the Aegis. That moment where you got to hold your breath and wonder.
That was very similar to Skeeter's blink out with Abaddon, where he blinked out from the Roche pit, and then they ended up getting the Roche stolen. This time it was Yuma blinking out, but...
Laurel and Rue, they're onto Whisper here. Serpent wards, damage from the Meteor. He's got Pipe and Lotus with some one charges, but can't really slip away.
Fantastic lockdown by Rue. When they're alone, they can definitely get brought down, no matter how much tankiness you build on Kunkka. Invoker and Rasta is a long disable with tons of damage.
Still dead even in this game. Even though it's felt like Heroic are making all the right moves, Team Spirit have had answers to them.
Yeah, they're building towards a lot of strength as well. Come late game.
4 minutes on Aegis does give this period of play a lot of oomph for Heroic, but Spirit are coming for you.
Yeah, they're leaving.
Warlock through the gate, Viper TP's out.
They don't want to fight without Kunkka. It's too scary. Meanwhile, bottom though, the X-Mark, or the Shackles.
Onto Warlock. Collapse and Yatoro are in, and it's a freebie on the Warlock.
Yeah, nice ward, and then quickly back through the gate, take the Torm. So another win going the way of Team Spirit. Slowly but steadily working their way back into control of the game.
And we've got past, Invoker's got past the worst of it.
He really has, yeah. Laning against Viper is usually the worst of any game that you play where you lane against Viper. And now he's starting to feel pretty strong. He's got a lot of levels, almost has a Blink Dagger as well, so he'll have a bit of mobility in these fights.
Zillacor going to gather up some farm for Yuma.
I think
Clear out, and that's a BKB done on Ursa.
Yeah, I think he desperately needed that BKB. There's been so much control from Team Spirit in the fights. Even just a casual arena blocking him from walking in.
Well, Whisper's got some grand plans.
Oh yeah? Oh, yeah, see, he's got the item build. Very nice.
What else does a pirate need?
A lot of rapiers.
Some swashbuckling. A cutlass and a rapier.
More than a little bit.
Maybe a single-shot pistol as well. A parrot on his shoulder could do too. Laurel, Invis. Ghost walking up to top. And you see Rue on that left-hand side trying to lurk for an opening, but the signal is there. The Ursa draws the line on the map to come back through this top lane.
Yeah, they're getting scanned though. They realize Team Spirit know that they're behind them. So Laurel will quickly just run away from this area. Rue is once again being sneaky. Dropped the wards and then he's hovering, sitting around the entry line.
Oh, he put the wards on the tower, did he?
Yeah.
Bit of chip damage.
Yeah, just get some damage, push a little bit. They're doing a good job ghost pushing. The term of not showing, right? The Meteor clears the mid wave. Rasta dropping some snakes.
Just send some balls out there.
Yeah, just sending whatever you can't fight. Anything that, you know, doesn't get killed by an Ursa, that's what they use to push. Does mean the mid tower falls in the end. And can't help but feel that for Heroic, despite having this Aegis on the Viper, they're flailing to get control, hold on to the slippery team spirit.
Yeah, it's so hard to pierce the map and find people when Spirit have this read of where you're going and what you're up to. But there's no objectives really to go and claim on the map, so no key vantage point for you to play towards. So it's kind of push lanes, try and stop Spirit from weaseling themselves in these little hidey holes and look for a tier 2 play. But now Spirit have all the items they need to smoke up and play as 5. They've got these big teamfight ultis to utilize.
Yeah, Mars trying to lead the way, looking for anyone he can find. He has Hex, so initiation is going to be way stronger.
Spirit are scanned though. Heroic with a read of their own, feel this one coming, but Collapse is quick to move in. Onto the Ursa with Cataclysm, good damage before he can get any spells off, and Yuma's blown up. 2 down alongside the Tuskers. Team Spirit make their advance onto King Jungles now. Yules in the skies, the Meteor Hammer lands. It's Yatoro though with the axes. And whacking with those big old hands, kills off 3 in a row.
And they're right on the doorstep, can just keep pushing here as well. Viper is defending for now, and sure, he has Aegis, but timing out in 20 seconds.
X-Mark, he's found one. Drag back the Invoker here with Tylung going in, but this is risky business.
They're going
2
into
versus
everyone.
5. Tylung has to BKB and dive away.
Did force out the Supernova at least, so BKB wasn't traded for nothing. But yeah, definitely another win for Team Spirit right there.
That's straight onto top tier 2.
They're doing a fantastic job against the Ursa, using the right tools against him. The Hex to silence him, follow it up with an Orchid again to keep that silence going. So at that entire time, he had Aghanims, but it doesn't do anything for him. This Ags on Ursa, maybe when you're playing against Rasta, it you know, already scary to go for it since he has a built-in tool, but then with a Hex on Mars as well.
Double Hex, yeah.
Yeah, it's multiple ways to stop the Aghanims on Ursa to do anything at all.
It seems like it happened so quickly. They did double Hex and overlap it, but it doesn't seem to matter all that much.
Yeah, the Orchid follow-up was really nice. The Bloodthorn now on Yatoro. He's looking strong. Manta, Bloodthorn, soon that level 30 as well.
Goodness, those odds have shifted big time. Team Spirit definitely in the driving seat now with a 12k lead. Lincoln's for the Invoker, so even more protection for him.
I think it's smart. Lincoln's very, very good against the potential Abyssal Blade to come out from the Ursa, as well as the, of course, X-Mark.
And if Yuma's next quick buy item is accurate, it also tells a story that they also feel they're struggling to control the map. He wants Boots to travel because it has been such a scramble to move from one side to the other. Being Ghost Push, Split Pushed, Invoker Forge Spirits, Pantos Phoenix, Ruse, Shadow Shaman with Serpent Wars. They're just everywhere on the map.
Yeah.
It seems like you've not had any tools to deal with them.
I can understand it, but at the same time, he really needs ways to hold on to people, so they're not going for Abyssal, not having that much damage either. Like, Yuma's been owning from the start of the game, but he hasn't really been able to do too much.
Falling off now as he's behind both Beastmaster and Invoker in net worth.
Yeah, they're just being more efficient across the map. That's the benefit of having summons, right? You have Forge Spirits pushing one lane, Invoker farming somewhere else.
I don't know, I'm imagining a world in which Ursa had that last Aegis instead of the Viper. You know, maybe in that mid lane fight,
Yeah.
Yuma's able to come back with a second life.
Yeah, we didn't really cover it, but it's a pretty big thing. Like, sure, they still got the Aegis, but having it on Viper wasn't really allowing the same aggression that Ursa would have been able to commit to.
Easy for us with hindsight.
Yeah, that was, again, a move by Panto. Panto has been making so many nice little plays, dude.
DD Ursa up at the front. Spirit are so nearby, so well done by Yuma to get back across the little chasm.
Yeah, don't want to go on the Lotus Orbed Ursa. A little bit too risky.
Dire Vision there spots the retreat though. They've seen the full move from Heroic. High ground vision near the Ancients is where the South American team is going to stand and make base camp.
The thing is, right now, Team Spirit aren't too stressed. Like, yeah, they're smoking up and they're looking for something, but they're not feeling too stressed because they have 2 massive items coming up. Refresher on Invoker and Refresher on Mars. If they get those 2, that's just an absurd power spike. You can have double Cataclysm, double Hex Arenas. So understandably, they're being a bit tentative about how they approach this. Don't just dive into Heroic.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Tai Lung, in this game, it feels like he's been sent back to the prison and chained up again by Shifu. Needs to break free of the chains.
It definitely feels like it's a cage. Yeah, the Viper running around looking to push out lanes all the time, but it's always just someone shoving a lane and disappearing. Usually it's Laurel.
He's such a pest.
And he's getting paid well to do it as well. 4.4k gold now in his net worth, or in his bank account, sorry.
With a beard and mane like that on Invoker. Wouldn't dare mess with him.
Looking
Golden
like
circlet.
a king.
A purple gem. Nice little amethyst.
Yeah, and again, they're trying to group and go as 5 top, but you know that he's gonna come knocking on bottom lane again. Like, hello, you forgot about me, Mr. Invoker?
Triple
This split push? Yeah, you can't ignore this. You're gonna have to defend. The alacrity, these Force Spirits are already in, even without it.
It's so scary though, that we can hear exactly. Whisper has to X-mark inside his own base to clear it, because several times Whisper has been the one to come and deal with these split pushes, and several times he's been caught by Rue and Laurel.
Yeah, it's just scary when you know that you could get jumped by a number of different things.
Hex and
Hexes,
Hex.
roars, yeah. Even just Beastmaster jumping, you roar in silence.
Radiant's bottom tower is
The
under
Roshan
attack.
standoff begins. We know it's 10 seconds to go.
Invoker has it.
Yaturo's in with a raw snowball from Dealacor, doesn't come.
Where's the
It doesn't-
snowball?
I don't know.
He used it, but did he immediately
Did he
cancel
double-click it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened. I think it
Was Yaturo in fog?
was too fast. Yeah, maybe fog first and then he used it afterwards, but it was too late. He was standing right inside the Roche pit, so I would have to see it from his vision, but I think he lost vision.
I thought for sure Theo would have the save there, but yeah, maybe just outplayed by Yaturo, or unfortunate for the Tusk. Now down your Viper for 60 seconds, doesn't really want to buy back. Might have to though, as Roshan roars and Spirits start to poke at the big man in the pit.
He's building axes, stacking them up.
Torrent scouting. Whisper leading, but this is a risky go. Supernova in the pit, blocking them away from the advance. Tornado poking at them as well. So Yatoro gets Aegis. Yuma's in though. Aggressive ploy from Heroic as they go forward into the refreshers though from Team Spirit. They drop meatballs down and try to deal with them. Tai Lung brought back. They're in the pit and they've killed Yatoro off once. Fatal Bonds are good as well. Collapse gets bullied back. Yatoro with the focal point. The Cataclysm coming in. Massive damage, but munching on the cheese. Yuma's still fine. Roared and speared back in the pit. Tai Lung and Yuma in trouble as Yatoro opens up and bangs the drum. He's killed off both cores inside the pit. A dive back for Tai Lung. Collapse on the tail of King Jungles now. The Sunray and the Hex on the Tusk will clear out Heroic.
Collapse chasing for the final kill. A little Warlock is not going to be able to squirm away.
And Whisper.
is hiding.
Full 5-man wipe is incoming. Try to hide in the tree line, but the long lick tongue of the law, Rue's Shadow Shaman locks him in place, and Team Spirit, a massive team fight victory, leads them to the Radiant base.
Yeah, they may have survived the first Cataclysm, but the second one coming in as well there, it's just too much. Brings them down. Very, very nice team fight by him, and you can just see how much control they have on the side of Dire. All these little hexes and shackles, Bloodthorn, just too many different things to work against. And Ursa committed Aghanim Scepter, ulti, and BKB, and then got brought into a snowball, and he was stuck, unable to do too much, kind of wasting some of his BKB duration. It was a good save, but ultimately he couldn't kill enough. And they're pushing everything, top, bottom. Buybacks are available, but without Viper available.
It's a difficult task. Collapse is going to push the issue now. Shackles out from Rue. Arena there to keep them in place. Tusk is down. KJ trying to stand his ground with a roar and the Sunstrike quickly dispatching with a Warlock as Team Spirit sweep through the entirety of the Radiant base. Mega Creeps now available.
Do have buybacks still. They have to wait for the Viper, though.
20 seconds to go, though. And your tier 4 is under assault. Serpent Wards, Roche Banner, double Catapult Wave, and Yatoro, the big Beastmaster, frontlining for Team Spirit.
It's so difficult to go on anyone.
Yuma, he needs to kill the banner. Blinks and enrages to clear it out.
Yep.
Heroic at least have their throne still standing.
Ultimately, gonna back up and get their new wave of items coming in.
And that all started with Panto, Supernova preemptively in the Roche pit. Make sure that no quick, sneaky blinks in there.
Yeah, exactly. Just rough, man. Just rough to watch from Heroic's perspective. They tried to go onto any target, but they're so slippery on the side of Team Spirit. The Invoker having so much movement speed running around. Feels like Laurel has played a perfect game after a laning stage. Just always been out of touch for them. Or out of reach.
Kata,
Just
scouting.
Scouting Cataclysm before they go Tormentor. He has the Octarine, so pretty low cooldown that anyway. Gets himself the Shard.
Finally.
With the Refresher, we could see a whole lot of Forge Spirits in the next team fight. If it lands a double Cataclysm. Then again, if the double Cataclysm lands, there's usually not too many people left to kill for those Forge Spirits.
Very true. Well, there'll be buildings left.
Yeah.
Well, actually, that's also not true. That's only a throw.
Building. There's 2, I guess.
Oh, there's little statues and
Actually,
stuff in
3. Yeah, I see. There's an effigy and half of a Moonwell.
there. Oh, we missed the Moonwells. And the dire ziggurats. I don't miss when the Moonwells had the little healing business going on.
Yeah, bring back the shrines.
Do not bring
Everyone always tells me, all pros talk about how much they love the shrine meta.
the shrines in the base were bad. The shrines outside of the base were also bad.
That's actually true.
Radiant are scanning.
We've had several iterations of these outposts and watchers and wisdom shrines. Tome of Knowledge was a fun experiment for a while.
Yeah. Right now, Heroic pinned into their base. Buybacks lacking. Just have to be so cautious. They do have the Abyssal Blade on Ursa. He spent his money. He expended his buyback for this. So no buyback for Ursa. He's all in. He has to kill some key target. The problem is, I think most of them have buyback by now farmed. They're, Beastmaster, Invoker, Mars, every single one has buyback, and Phoenix even has one. Rasta, of course, just 300 gold away, but he has an Aeon Disc, so that's a buyback in its own form.
Whisper trying to keep
They're gonna go right now, smoke up.
the rapier hidden for as long as possible, but he's going to show on that mid wave to clear it. And Team Spirit with a smoke approaching the base. One range creep gives vision over onto Tai Lung. Jump from Collapse, immediate spear into the Cataclysm here. The arena traps the Viper inside. Viper down. A 4v5 for Heroic as Yuma moves in onto Collapse. Good damage. The Supernova and the Sunray's going to force Heroic back. A roar and another Cataclysm will clear out the bear. It's hibernation time now. Lights out as Heroic get focused down and forced back into Fountain. Thrones open, Serpent Walls to clear it out. And not much left to do but watch them die and sag to their own well as Collapse zones them away with another great arena. Whisper, BKB'd up, holding Rapier, but not much it can accomplish. Fatal Bonds, doesn't connect with the boat. Yule Scepter to the sky keeps Laurel fine, and there's the throne falling. GG called as Spirit tie things up.
I at least love the attempt from Whisper. He sold Lotus, sold his pipe, sold everything to buy 2 Crystallis along with his Rapier and just try and do whatever damage he can, but it's not enough. Team Spirit, they held on and worked their way back into this one.
Have some lunacy in this game.
Yeah, we might just. Late night Dota digging deep for some funny heroes. Team Spirit grab out a few which haven't been picked or haven't been popular in a while, Wagga.
Yeah, but Luna is an interesting one. I'm glad that T-Gov feels the same way that I do. Excited about the Moon Shield that he was looking for a while. He actually is not going to play it, though. He had it marked at first, but he shifted last second over to the Moon Storm instead. I'm unhappy about it because it's actually 30% damage reduction that you have when you activate it, which is a lot. It's even more than they said on panel. And for 8 seconds duration, that's just crazy value. But no, he wants the aggressive route. Yatoro wants to be the damage dealer after all.
Yeah, and some high Dota plus tier heroes here for Spirit. Luna, Clockwork, Puck, all up there for those 3. And we'll see, like the panel said, how Tai Lung does on this Primal Beast early picked. Going into the mid lane, you know, against the Puck, it does make sense. We've seen Malrine in particular show off how you can solo kill a Puck or chain your spells and combo them together to make sure there's no phase shifting or dodging.
Exactly.
But it's a hard game in general.
It is pretty difficult. He will need his BKB quite badly to be able to operate in this game. The Clockwork can be in particular frustrating. The Ice Path can also be really disruptive. But yeah, if you catch someone as Primal Beast, you can shift Q your Onslaught, shift Q stopping the Onslaught, and shift your Trample into that, and it's a very, very nasty way to kill Puck.
Already, Theolicor, Radiant Hero on dire side of the map, meets some stiff resistance from Collapse and Rue. Maybe it's a little too late in the night. It's Theo and KJ getting run down by a Jakiro, but the speedy Shadow Shaman with Windlace. He's tied up his shoes and run away, leaving KJ with brown boots to also try and speed away.
Does have the boots, and there's the two of them throwing the nuke.
A shackle. No trees behind him, so Collapse is fine. Just a little scrap.
That's a lot of attention to this lane, though. This leaves Tidehunter completely alone up top. Already getting bullied a bit by the battery assault of the Clockwork. He's not going to be able to get to the lane that easily on the Tidehunter.
And there's still a bounty rune on the map. I was trying to figure out where it had all gone. Panto, Yatoro, KJ get one apiece, and the fourth one still down in that bottom jungle.
Yeah, I was going to say it's fermenting, but that's not a thing anymore. It's just laying there and being sad.
Yeah, it's upsetting. Well, Whisper taking the brunt of the damage from Panto already, pressing forward with a battery assault, doing a good job to chip away at him. And of course, when you've got a hero like Luna, she can add a tremendous amount of long-range assistance to help you in this kind of lane.
Yeah, she's one of those heroes who can easily offset the support battle 1v1, just throw those lucent beams, and should be under no real stress here on this lane, especially with the start that Tidehunter had, getting bullied away a little bit. She got a free lane of CSing. 4 denies already.
Forced all the way back. Yeah, KJ on the Shadow Demon has to bail. Panto might get on Whisper here with the Cogs. Level 2 advantage for Team Spirit. Unlikely to get the full kill on Whisper, but definitely putting him in this range where he's going to have to sit back and salve.
Yeah, annoying for him, but meanwhile King Jungles was creating some stacks over on the SD, so building the preparation for a comeback mechanic might be for him, but also be for the Primal Beast.
Shackles plus Wind Ranger damage onto Collapse. That's a lot with a Blood Grenade, and First Blood is there for Theo Lacour.
Very nice. Sees the chance with a Blood Grenade securing the kill.
And now a Shackle Shot. Yuma just going to keep the damage going onto Rue, but this dire wave approaching is kind of difficult to break past, so I'm just going to fall back and continue farming.
There's a lot of damage onto the Wind Ranger, who has no real way to heal herself, and with Tango back, she has to just sit back and be very careful.
Well, Panto's having a cracking time up top. Can't disrupt the clock. Battery Assault and Cogs well placed, and now leaving Whisper in a 1 versus 2 lane.
Yeah, he's doing work, even just going up and hitting, kind of forcing the Anchor Smash out of the Whisper as well. Just good positioning overall by him on Clockwork.
Yeah, this point is going to ring true throughout the game. We'll come back to it in a second. Theo Lacour is being harassed down by Rue. Can he get the bounty rune and slip through the river? With a few more touches, the Jakiro could have it, but Theo Lacour's pretty quick on his feet. Shouldn't burn down with a Tango ticking up. He's all right to live, just barely, with his passive as well, of course.
Does lose the foul play 2 minutes cooldown on that, and he's gonna run all the way back to base, but meanwhile, look at Yuma's HP under tower here.
Very low.
Yeah, he's gonna have to bring some salve or something. Does he have salve on the courier? Yeah, salve soon coming in.
Well, with the glyph, actually keeping this pressure up under tower, and King Jungles has also been forced to make that rotation because the Shadow Shaman was forced out of the lane.
Yeah, but him coming down here means there's not really any pressure up top. Yatoro left to his own device, free farming.
But yeah, that top lane, signal of things to come for the supports on the Radiant side. Clockwork, very good at scouting, getting into the back lines. And the panel were talking about Pango, that Rolling Thunder doing the same thing. When you're relying on these information supports who play from Fog, getting there and getting on top of them really makes their life difficult to choose their targets.
Ooh, nice 2-hero shackle down bottom.
Yeah. And the shackles onto the Jakiro as well. Rue getting clicked down, Fairy Fire buys a little bit of life, but Wind Ranger has the range to take him down.
A few seconds time, they will have Shackle again, so Collapse has to be very cautious, trying to pull the creeps.
Shackles and Shackle shots just keep on coming.
Shackles and Shackles. It's a good synergy, Gareth, this combo.
The Warden and the Prison Guard down here against the poor Collapse and Rue prisoners.
Yeah. And they don't have a great way to save each other. None of them have a stun or a silence, so no real way of breaking Shadow Shaman's target.
Eyes on mid lane. Tai Lung against Laurel. 25-7 for the Primal Beast. Big, tanky melee hero. And now cutting waves to try and farm through the jungle at the same time. Gets that early advantage.
Yeah, checking if there's any good camps to farm with this, but no satyrs or anything easy like that, so just gonna clear the creep wave. It's hard to stop a Primal Beast when they get into this motion of pulling the creeps behind your tower, as Puck, of course, has to deal with his own creeps. You can't just chase.
It's going to be a game of cat and mouse for Laurel this game. Play keep away. from the Primal Beast.
Already have supports making their moves over. There's been some contesting on the stacks creation. Panto has been in there with the sentry drop. Of course, not too far for the 6-minute runes, 30 seconds.
Panto is just non-stop chasing Shadow Demon. Wherever KJ goes, Panto will follow. You want to be my friend, Shadow Demon? KJ says, no, Tai Lung is my friend, actually. Bring the Primal Beast across to help out, but he's trapped in the cogs and can't do much about the clockwork.
I think a bit optimistic to immediately go for the pulverize there. He could have waited out the battery assault that was soon ending. He did have 2 illusions nearby and immediately got stunned, so I guess he was taking the gamble that it's not gonna hit me. Why would it hit me?
He gambled and lost.
So he did.
Now Panto trying to guard that top rune and successfully does so. Disruption and a deny on the DD. Does get it, but dies for it.
That's costly, losing your life like that. Not a great feeling. SD struggling to get too much done.
Does leave the Tidehunter alone up at top, and I feel like quite often Tidehunter does pretty well just to sit in lane and farm. But as soon as you bring that clockwork back in, Whisper has to run away.
Yeah, they could maybe try and turn, but Panto actually going in and committing for a lot of trades.
Oh, he's wasted a lot of their resources. And Whisper now down to 1 Tango, 1 Lotus.
Yeah, and with really low HP, the Tides, how are you going to fight for the Wisdom?
Larl with his first coil comes in, dodging away from the animation of disruption, but they've got a pulverize from Tai Lung. Trampling over, but Cogs will block him away.
Look,
No
behind
mana
them,
for the
there's Rasta.
onslaught.
Wrapping around, it's Theolicor.
Trying to come in from behind onto Panto.
Radiant are scanning.
A scan is there.
King
and
Jungles cuts him off.
7 minutes in, he wants to go for the Wisdom Shrine, but King Jungles and Theolicor will pair up. Look at Panto here with the shackles and the damage, little by little. Get through that Tin Man with a battle plan.
Finally bring him down. A lot of heroes rotating, not too many things dying, but in the end they get Panto taken down. So it was a 1-for-1 on the Wisdom, as Chikiro secured the other one. Wind Ranger being left alone down bottom during this and not too happy.
Oh no. Now collapse, 2,700 net worth. Has had a great time because of this Chikiro standing by his side.
He's had a significantly easier lane than the Tidehunter, who was kind of shut down from the start.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And in classic Spirit fashion, isn't it? You know, lose lanes in game 1, come back in game 2, game 3, solid foundation from the very beginning.
Is under attack.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Lock it in.
Honestly, a lot of it comes down to the support play as well. Panto has been all over this game.
Top notch on the clock.
Yeah, he's making it feel like, why don't we see Clockwork more? You know,
Yeah.
He's been bullying a Shadow Demon, one of the absolute meta heroes, and just making it look really nice.
Is under attack.
Tai Lung is still up there in the net worth though. Accelerating pretty quickly as he clears through some camps. But he's so far been unable to turn that early lead, early level 6, into any meaningful grab. And now Team Spirit, they're in his lane, pushing his tower, forcing a reaction out of Heroic.
Yeah, poking.
He probably wants to go on this.
It's difficult though. They have Ice Path ready as well now, so if you try and commit in, there's going to be a disable.
He just doesn't want his tower to die. He's got to do something about it. But Team Spirit, yeah, very well positioned here to keep poking at the objective.
Yeah, patiently pushing. He's threatening to go up and ulti the puck, but there's no real concern there.
And Rocket Flare gives vision again of those 2 supports. Panther knows exactly what angle they're approaching from.
Tower nearly falls from this constant pressure. The nice deep ward is giving them a lot of confidence to make this play as well. The ward next to the tower. Primal, we can hear him using all his stuff in the jungle. He just wants to build towards, looks like a Blink Dagger first item. Pretty common for Primal.
Collapse going to Rolling Thunder to disengage from that focus fire. Yuma started to take over this bottom lane a little bit in the natural range versus melee fashion.
Good trade by Yuma. You're very happy to trade your focus fire for a Pango ulti.
And Tier 1 down in that mid lane. Larl with an invis.
Massive ancient stack is being made here. King Jungles tries to go for one more.
Can they kill Tai Lung? They're going to give it a shot. Dual Breath with a coil, Shackles to hold the puck, Panto's in with a Battery Assault and Cogs, pushing back Tai Lung, who tried to onslaught, and down he goes. Yeah.
That's what we were concerned about early, seeing this primal into these heroes who have so many disables. The coil, the silence, the ice path, the battery assaulting the cogs. Just really disrupting him from doing what he wants.
You can see the frustration on the player cam there, scratching his head, wriggling around in his chair, not sure what's going wrong. As Panto scouts out the ancient stacks and potentially could lead to some contesting here from Spirit.
Now we might see it. Team Spirit seems to be shifting their focus down to Yuma though. Don't want to let him have a good game.
Rue will start things off with an ice path. A little bit of chip damage to begin. Swashbuckle over the top, and Windrun's already been spent, so this means Laurel can come in with the next flurry of spells. And Yuma trapped in between the trees. Tries to hold them back, but there's no shot. Yatoro has also arrived to come and kill off this tower.
Very nice connection. Everybody showing up for this tower, quickly taking it down. Meanwhile, more farming-oriented focus. They're clearing out what I think was a 5-stack on the Ancients, so at least getting a lot of gold over on the Primal.
Panto wants to know what's going on. There's all sorts of juicy business happening there. Says, hello, how are you doing?
Well, he'll find out and he'll find his way to safety as well. Not even really running away, he's just being so damn annoying.
He walks back into them, yeah.
I swear, Panto has been looking like one of the most frustrating supports to play against. Look at him. This guy's just in there.
How do I deal with him? I've got to disrupt him and run away?
He knows he doesn't have ulti yet on Shadow Demon. He makes the most out of it. Trying to leech experience from the Ancients, just get whatever he can.
And he's also doing the Tranquil Boots trick on Clock as well. Something we've seen a lot from offlaners. There's disassembling, reassembling, so he is on the map permanently. He goes in, trades some hits, takes damage, goes back, heals to full.
Yeah, he looks very experienced doing it as well, because he's always leaving just one item locked. When you disassemble, both the items are automatically locked, but he unlocks everything.
Whisper. Oh, yeah. Ooh. With Tai Lung. Shreds through Laurel and Panto. Nice combination there. It was a little unexpected with Whisper just walking like that, but Tai Lung lines it up beautifully.
More than a little bit. Caught them completely by surprise. Me too. Whisper lands a massive ravage. And that is going to give them mid tower as well, quite definitely. They commit the Serpent Wards along with having the siege creep. Now they shift their attention to top.
A nice little turn in play as Team Spirit were the ones building up that head of steam.
Oh, they have the ulti on Luna.
Back up to top onto Whisper. Knowing he has no Ravage, body blocking with Panto, keeping him in place, and the Eclipse going to come in. Blade Mail does seem pretty nifty there against the Luna. Not enough when he's all on his own, though.
Hook shot.
Lines it up, straight in, with Lol backing him up, and the damage from Yatoro. They're trying to deal with Tai Lung, but the AoE damage from the Primal Beast! Oh, just destroys them! The rest of the Heroic come in hot as well. Panto's in trouble, the little clockwork will finally fall. The thorn in their side is taken out. Team Spirit brought in Collapse to try and battle back, but Yuma with a Shackle Shot and Tai Lung with a continuation will bring the Pango to his knees. A double kill for Yuma.
Man, this Primal Beast is having some fantastic team fights on the back of the Ravage in mid, and now up top here, just absolutely turning everything around. Beautiful ulti this time. Been struggling to get a few of those pulverizers going with all the different disables, but he found his moment, turned that around really hard. And now with Blink Dagger and Ogre Club, he's getting closer to the BKB. Once he has that, he'll have freedom to actually choose his target quite easily. There will be still hook shots, but that's easy to play around at least.
If he can find a freebie in the mid lane like Ro, he'll take that as well. Dominating now. And Tai Lung, you can definitely feel it, that frustration that built up in him, he's turned that into aggression.
Yeah, now the map looks like opportunity for him. He's just looking, where can I go next? What can I do to extend this lead even more? Can I get the regen rune as Panto realizes this is a dangerous territory.
And Team Spirit now on the back foot, losing those tier 1 objectives already means that mid through top area of the map, northern jungle's kind of dangerous. And the pivot from Heroic here is in fact to move towards the Ancients on the right. Tai Lung with a damage, breaks through Jakiro. TPing in, Pango says actually no, never mind, cancel it out. That leaves Panto exposed, but a hook shot to safety gets him under tier 2. While Tai Lung, blink ready again, was maybe thinking about another go, but Team Spirit have held back and stayed defensive.
He was considering it. Instead, it's just going to be going back, clearing some of these stacks, steal away farm. Bottom tier 1 tower is hanging loose now as well. Even though it's full HP still, it's definitely looking like Heroic are more ready to fight, having Ravage as well available now.
That BKB timings are very scary. The Primal you've already pointed out. Wind Ranger is going to be coming up shortly as well.
Yeah.
And we're looking at this Tidehunter with a Blade Mail into Pipe. So going for this reverse damage against Luna, Clock, like so much spill damage from Spirit, right? To return it back on them. And then the defensive Pipe for the rest of his team.
You basically have to. If you play against like Jakiro and Puck, already there is like, stop, we need a Pipe. You know, it's just going to stop the Puck from getting any kills. You and I've been casting a few games where Puck played into a Pipe and just couldn't really finish people off.
You're a Puck, you see a Pipe, and you're like, oh, I need Parasma. Too many P's in this game.
Oh, the wraparound though.
Disruption. And a Hex. Heroic a little tentative with this, knowing that Spirit are ready to fight back, but Tai Lung has found an opening, cancels out the Rolling Thunder, looking at Collapse, who will still get the ulti out, rolls onto the Shadow Shaman, but not a fight that Spirit really want to continue. Now Whisper's here with a Ravage, it's beat, bye-bye from Collapse.
Yeah, completely okay for them. Pango using his ulti, the macro pyro spent as well. This is maybe an opportunity to go into the Roche pit even, if they wanted to. I guess they don't have Focus Fire, and Wind Ranger is down bottom. So probably just gonna keep farming for now. Not having an Ursa or anything, it's not super easy to Roche.
Yeah, I guess when you see some Victor Crumb-ass looking Tidehunter running into your lane, you're like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. Durmstrang students, not in my Dota game.
He's getting pretty damn strong, this big shark.
Yatoro has been quietly farming, though. That's always the threat on Team Spirit. Mask of Mantis, Manta style, and we see all of the items queued up. We love that as casters. Aghanims, BKB.
I think the Aghanims is still very nice on Luna in general. Just being able to have that range, being able to use it to back up the Puck if he gets a nice jump. You can follow up with some damage into a coil.
Or a clock. Exactly.
Yeah, because he has heroes who can get in there. Even Pangolier will obviously be diving people.
Yeah, that Agh's Eclipse so good with the circle spells.
Yeah, also makes this facet better. That's one argument you could make. If you play the other facet, you have less reason to want the Aghanim Scepter, but this facet, you get stronger for every Lucent Beam that lands, and that does count the Eclipse Beams.
And backed up by Panto currently. Just holding hands with his carry. A little bit of breathing room for Team Spirit as Heroic take their foot off the accelerator for a moment. And this time around, very different from game 1 and 2. There is no Ursa, there's no fast Roche, there's no swing towards early Tormentor just yet.
Collapse and Rue.
But there's still pressure here from Theolacor and Whisper up towards top. Tai Lung has Rue all locked up and the Shackle's there. Find the Pango. Easy pickings for Heroic.
Yeah, they get both of them beautifully done. Tai Lung easily finishes off the Jakiro. Tai Lung has been playing really nicely on this Primal Beast, by the way. The way he uses Onslaught, he waits a lot and then sees when Jakiro starts casting a spell, he will just interrupt that with a quick Onslaught.
Same with the Pango. Pango tried to roll several times and Tai Lung says nah.
Nah, he looks very comfortable on the hero for sure. I mean, obviously he's Platinum tier, but I've seen a lot of players on Primal who just don't really play it to the same extent that I'm seeing here.
Clearing out that bottom wave in close vicinity to the Puck. Nothing doing. A 5k lead already emerging for Heroic. Closing in on Torm time.
Yeah, might even want to make a play before then. We see the Tidehunter hovering, going in and checking Roche over and over.
Can we Roche with Serpent Wards?
I think he's calling over the Wind Ranger. Yeah, definitely they have the tools to take it. It's just a matter of if they want to do it now. Because even Shadow Demon is insanely good at it.
And Tai Lung's just going for solo kills.
How many times has he killed that poor Jakiro now? I feel like almost every single death has to be to him.
And how many deaths does Jakiro have?
He's got 5 now, so is it 5?
It might be 5.
Might be.
Well, there's the Serpent Wards. Like you said, the call made by Whisper to go for Roche. A Rocket Flare flies over and sees what's going on. But this seems like a...
Panto, looking for a Panto move.
Oh, is he? Tried with the Phoenix previously.
Cooldown on the Rocket Flare, 5 seconds. He blinds it.
It misses.
He misses everything, not just the timing. They didn't really pull Roche back. He gets away safely at least. But that is going to be Yuma now with the Aegis. Very nicely done, getting it right before the Torment spawn.
Do we go straight Tormentor here, or is it how we've got to deal with lanes first? Or
I think they're just going to go straight for it. Take the Torm, and then they start playing towards some more of their stacks, or go for the tier 2 towers. A lot of opportunities. They have triple stacks over on Ancients. You definitely don't want to lose that.
Shadow Demon's very good at that job, isn't he?
Interestingly, Laurel decided to go for Shard before the Blink Dagger in this game as well. So I was looking to Puck like, holy, is he that shut down? But yeah, he's still 800 gold away from having his Blink Dagger. But that's because he went for the Shard, getting a little bit extra farm speed, I guess.
A bit more magic damage into Tide.
Yeah, I mean, it's more DPS for sure, but...
An expenditure, which we don't often see.
Yeah, most of the time it's Blink first.
Tai Lung, low on resources, no mana for spells. Disruption onto Rue, they're trying to finish off Jakiro, but a 3-man Ice Path. Cogs flying over. Team Spirit still have no response.
Slowly it's going to be the Shadow Demon Illusions that get the last hit. And again, every single fight we see is just heroic winning. Obviously, we have Yatoro somewhere in the wilds farming. He just finished up an Aghanim Scepter. Might consider going drop that somewhere.
Riding on Fenrir.
Yeah, he's got the Great Wolf.
A demonic dog. And a wild beast.
Yatoro always has the nice cosmetics, man. I guess what happens when you become a back-to-back TI winner?
Oh yeah, very often he's got that little pumpkin effect. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh yeah, the on the ground effect, the emblem.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are just. Yeah, don't Google the price.
A little bit spendy. A little bit expensive.
He definitely wants to join though. Like I said, the Aghanim Scepter. He's wrapping down towards Tide, a hero that can't get away so easily.
Has Pipe, Blade Mail, and one of those big old lotuses though.
Shadow
Still holding
Demon
the pipe.
could disrupt him maybe. They're not even committing fully.
I don't think they could.
Not dropping the ulti.
Oh, KJ ties. The Luna puts down a low orbit ion cannon right on his head.
Sneaky, sneaky Yatoro. When we thought that he was completely away from the idea of killing anything, he dropped the Eclipse.
Jakiro again being sniped out by Yuma, and Heroic chasing forward. They know spells have been spent and the dive is on. Tai Lung finds an opening onto Yatoro. Pulverized with a BKB trample going. Needs backup for more damage. It's coming quickly as he launches the rocks. Yatoro's in trouble. Shackle Shot comes but doesn't latch in the back. A buyback from Rue now, as Heroic has spent 2 BKBs and only found a Clockwork so far. Out goes Yatoro, TP's home. Good attempt by Yuma to try and find the Shackle Shot lineup, and in the end it's going to be a dieback on Rue.
The Stomp cancels the Shackle, but it's not gonna matter. Too many heroes here for Heroic. At least they got the carry to safety, but diebacking on Jakiro, he's not gonna have any item progression at all this game. And if you look over to the net worth on the supports, you can really tell the Rasta is so far ahead. Of course, getting the shard from the Tormentor helped, but he also has almost Glimmer and Blink. Like, this is significant farm for him.
He's got the majority of that in the last 5 minutes as well.
Because he's 2-0 and 12 on Rasta. Been involved in 14 out of the 18 kills they have made. Props to the Olikor and his rotations this game.
KJ, just going to pop out some illusions.
Yeah. Sadly, if it times out when you disrupt, you don't get any illusions.
Nope.
Nothing for you.
Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Whisper in the front line. Tai Lung yet again. Lurking in the shadow of the tree line. Team Spirit opting to not come and defend.
We have Tai Lung moving towards the puck. He could maybe kill him, actually. I think he got spotted by the Illusory Orb just barely.
Still hunting.
If you got vision on him, the HP is low enough that you could maybe have straight comboed him.
Yatoro has been able to push out that top lane entirely. But there's an observer ward there, back in the jungle, and a long line drawn by Yuma, already preempting that move by Yatoro to go back and farm. The scan from the Dire, though, that's going to give the signal for Yatoro to TP home. And off he goes.
That's Yatoro scanning right there.
Coil, leashing. Tai Lung, he's all alone. Has to pop BKB. Lincoln's on collapse, I think. Stops the Pulverize from coming through. And Team Spirit brings numbers down
on the
here.
gates.
Everyone arriving, but you're right, it's gates time. The Eclipse, the long-range damage, blast through Tai Lung and KJ. They couldn't save the Primal Beast, and now Team Spirit, a fight for them to continue. Steal the core getting blasted. A Ravage from Whisper onto Yatoro with Yuma's damage. That's good enough. Collapse. Another Lincolns to break free of the shackle shot, trying to deal with Whisper, but they've got no damage left. Lyle and Collapse cannot fight this one. Yuma's too strong as Steal the Call will get the shackles on the Pango. Whisper or the Macropie Ice Path. The Jakiro brings the damage. Collapse stays alive, and Yuma with Whisper in trouble. Lyle jumps over the Cogs, trap them in. Whisper's dying. A 5-man wipe. Team Spirit somehow do it.
The kiting. Finally, they bring them down. Nicely held there by Team Spirit. What looked like it could be a disaster. In the end, they got 2 quick kills on the gate. And that's the dangerous part about going for those gate moves. One by one, you trickle in, and the Luna ulti just ate 2 of them immediately. And from there on, they fought valiantly. It was a nice Wind Ranger ulti to bring down the Luna. But one problem with Wind is that after ulti, she doesn't really have that much DPS. Couldn't bring down the Pango and the rest of the team. Here we can see it, how they immediately lose 2 heroes.
Yeah, KJ couldn't disrupt up the Primal.
Yeah. And quickly going over onto the Luna. The other core staying alive was impressive though. Using the shard, a healing Lotus kept him alive for quite a while here. But yeah, the fight was just a little bit too disjointed.
And Collapse with his Lincoln Sphere. Diffusal, Blink, Lincolns, blocking a lot of these spells which otherwise could have caught him and killed him much earlier on.
I think it's the best choice for sure, itemization-wise, going for a Lincolns here against Wind Ranger, Rasta, even against the Pulverize from Primal. Very smart. So that takes a lot of the confidence away from Heroic. They had been owning every single fight. Apart from the early laning stage where Clockwork was putting in work, it was just a Heroic show. They were going for every single move, and now finally Team Spirit, in traditional Team Spirit fashion, start turning the game around.
They find that one move, level the playing field, balance the game out again. It's a 1k lead now for Team Spirit. 19-11. Collapse, Lincoln's popped. Makes the jump away.
Difficult man to catch with the Blink and the Lincoln Sphere. Rasta can maybe get him, but obviously needs to Ether Shock first. He led with a Hex, not gonna work.
Top lane push, slowly getting onto that tier 2. Jakiro's going to speed it up a bit with some fire and ice.
And this is where Team Spirit really just claw their way back on the map, always pushing themselves out. We were talking a little bit in the green room, and I was telling you I feel like Team Spirit are so good at, even when they're behind, just getting out on the field. It can be so hard. Anyone who played a game of Dota where you're really far behind knows how difficult it can be to get on the map. Team Spirit are relentless at just getting out there.
They find these little nooks and crannies and pockets to farm in, to cut a wave or hide out here. Very strong read on the game and the map state. As currently, looking at the Roshan spawning in 30 seconds, both teams vying for control over that apparent spawn. And Whisper and Tai Lung jump in, Ravage, and pulverize the Luna, who got the BKB off, and Hookshot cancels Tai Lung's initiation. Rue, however, trapped inside the Serpent Wards, and Panto finished off by the Focus Fire. Eclipse comes in, the magic damage bursts through Wind Ranger. Whisper trying to front this one, but he's got no backup left. Shadow Demon's brought back.
Now with the buyback, I think Team Spirit are happy to just disengage from this. Got the kill on the carry. Killing off the SD and forcing his buyback. Luna's like, okay, I'm back to farming. He does have the cooldown talent now as well. Those ultis are going to be very, very nasty.
Continuous.
Even
Looks like everyone's kind of said, okay, Roshan's off the menu for a little bit. Let's just chill.
The fact that he even took the Whisper of Dread as well is, you know, telling you how much he values this long-range burst. You can see if Wind Ranger oversteps like that with BKB on cooldown, she's just gone.
Is Luna still one of those heroes that naturally has more vision?
Yeah, she does.
Day and night?
Yeah, she's got the night vision still.
Whisper very tanky here.
Day she has normal vision, but nighttime she has the Lunar Blessing thing.
There's Eclipse. There's Eclipse.
That's just a 1 minute cooldown. Takes a minute for him to respawn basically, so just pop your Eclipses.
A killer minute for Luna incoming then. And with Whisper dead for 40 seconds, Team Spirit could find themselves in the Roche pit and taking it, because it's going to swap position in 15 seconds.
Yeah, I think that's what Yatoro is trying to prepare for. He wants to try and crack that bottom tower eventually. Just dealing what damage he can. smoking down towards him, but he's already heading top. Yator is enabling his sixth sense, dodging the ganks.
I guess they were expecting him to go to Ancients, go to Roche, go somewhere.
We see him going Shadowblade. Obviously, there's a tide on the enemy team, so getting Silver Edge is going to be really good here.
Lol, Puck. Already orbed and already got stunned and caught. Nice disables there to break through. Lol's defensive itemization, and Panto is come across to try and save his buddy. TPing home, stuns, the shackle shot is there.
No way out. Unfortunately, it becomes a bonus kill, but it was a nice, valiant attempt to try and save his Puck. Puck, even though he has a Lincoln Sphere, not going to be able to stay alive.
And in a situation where I kind of thought Team Spirit would be the ones going into Roche, it's Heroic who gets 2 big kills, pop into the pit with the Serpent Wards, and should be able to get themselves the Aegis.
Yeah, it's pretty fast Roche as well, with the Shadow Demon as well, using the illusions, amplifying the damage from everything.
Menacing.
Menace, plus 22% damage.
Not giving up any ground either. Pushing through bottom with the tide. Immediately TPing to that top tier 2 to clear out the wave that Yatoro had pushed. You've always got to keep your wits about you, though. You know, you come back as an individual or 2 heroes, that Eclipse could find you.
Exactly. I think the Aghanim Scepter build next on Wind Ranger is really smart. It's going to help him a lot against the random Eclipses as well. Unless there's someone there who can use a dust on him, you can't get long-range sniped. That was close for Jakiro.
Calculated.
And Rue is completely fine.
No one kills Rue 10 times in a row.
And Rue has his first major item of the game. Other than Mana Boots, he now has Aghanim Scepter.
Ooh.
Nice to get something at least. Also got the Aghanim Shard, so fully blessed by Aghanims.
Very nice. Refresher Orb for Tai Lung as well. And even though Team Spirit have this 6k lead, it's felt like the flow of the game, like you said, after laning stage was all Heroic. Tai Lung in particular, the driving force behind that.
He's been playing really well. He definitely has been. I mean, both panel and we talked about how hard of a game it can be for Primal Beast until he gets BKB, but he navigated that super well. Once he got the BKB, he's been making plays as well all over the place.
And they've shown that, you know, Yatoro, even though he's got 22k net worth and he's got all these teammates behind him, if they can get on top of the Luna, gap close this reasonably squishy hero, they could burst her down.
Smoke into smoke. Distant parts on the map for now, as Team Spirit decide to smoke towards the top part of the map. Not sure they're going to have time to connect, as the Radiant Smoke is soon to run out. Wind Ranger's showing herself down bottom, but with Aegis in hand, she's not the target that Team Spirit want.
And both teams playing towards favorable terrain. Dire goes to Radiant Ancients. They're looking at tier 2s and cutting waves to pressure into objectives.
Probably going to show some Manta Illusions from Luna, pushing at the top lane, so if Radiant didn't know what's up already, they definitely will now, by the time Yatoro's Illusions reveal themselves. And midwave gets cut by Laurel as well on his Puck.
That's the thing, right? Spirit are playing 2 lanes plus jungle. Heroic with this Aegis all very tight together, so losing out somewhat in the efficiency game.
It's not efficient, but they're heading towards an objective. This tier 2 tower, they open on it, focus fire. Rasta wards, quickly gonna take the tower down.
Clear, decisive move.
So that's the final outer objective that they can take. Now they can start taking over the enemy triangle, but their own triangle is being used. What's Yatoro up to? He's going through the gate. I think they saw him. They saw him go through the gate with the ward and the sentry. Ooh, this could be scary for him.
Well, now he's shown on the wave as well.
Hey, he's got TP out, surely.
TP.
Or Silver Edge and try and run.
In comes Tai Lung.
Oh, accident there. Cancelled his own charge. That could have been him reaching with the gem in hand. Unfortunate there. He misclicked the onslaught.
Everyone watching, gritting their teeth, clenching their butt cheeks as Yatoro nearly got caught.
Rare mistake from Tai Lung on his Primal Beast. Now Wind Ranger is the one farming under an Observer Ward, but of course still Aegis in hand.
A nice spot in this game, though. It feels like both teams getting into the groove, starting to feel comfortable. No one's really, behind. No one feels like they're down and out. When both teams supports are buying smokes to make moves, you know that they're both looking for that little angle to try and tip the scales.
Yeah, we definitely have a lot of big fights ahead of us here, I feel. At least There's something brewing. Both teams so ready with all these power spikes. Wisdom Rune is going to spawn. Radiant are too late to force a fight on that objective.
Nice fast ags on that Wind Ranger.
Yeah, 1 minute now. Just under a minute on the Aegis. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to do anything more with it. Unless they speed it up now.
Theolocore looking for a BKB of his own on that Shadow Shaman to try and deal with the Eclipse. And of course, keep the shackles going for as long as he can against all these Sables.
If he gets the BKB, it's going to be frustrating because for now they've been using the Clockwork Hookshot to prevent the Pulverize. But a BKB Rasta grabbing someone, the only thing that can stop it right now is either killing him or Clockwork Hooking. And that's going to be rough. The Pango did not go for a Basher build. He went for Nullifier, which I think makes a lot of sense. It's a fantastic Nullifier game against Wind Ranger. Does mean he can't bash though.
Collapse. Dire Sentry sees Yuma coming. Also had the Lincoln Sphere, so unlikely to die.
Yeah, it was always going to be just fine.
That's a big rune though. Amplified damage on Larl's Puck.
Bottle that up, keep it for later. Luna is also getting close to a Lincoln Sphere of her own. That will be the 3rd Lincoln Sphere on this team. Obviously a lot of single target abilities on Heroic, so they're going to struggle quite a bit going through triple Lincolns. It can be hard to coordinate your team fights. Primal Beast does not have a Lincoln's break of his own other than the ulti, so someone will have to set up for him. It's one of those cases where like Tide not having Aghanims is going to be good for them because he can Lincoln's break with Gush, which is a pretty low impact spell otherwise. So you can definitely use that just to trigger Lincolns.
And neither team wanting to give up their run so far in Wallachia.
Mass TP bottom, saw Panto, gonna try and punish him immediately. He has Hookshot available.
Off he goes, back towards his puck. Shackle flies in onto the creeps, but it looks like Heroic don't want to dive too deep.
A bit too far. Chasing after a Clockwork is also perhaps just overextending into Luna waiting for you.
Not worth at all.
And that DD rune on Puck, of course. Not sure they know about it. I don't know if he has shown himself on lane, really. He's gonna show himself now, at least.
Still a minute and a half until Roshan fast spawn. Both teams just vying for control over
the double smoke.
Any area of the map that they can, smoking into each other relentlessly.
And they're so on the same page, both the teams wanting the same thing. It's gonna be a little dance here, it seems, as Heroic go up and around. Similarly, Team Spirit are wondering where the hell did they go?
Yeah, Spirit shuffling and edging towards the staircase might just get their smoke broken on Tylung and collapse. Both break vision, roll in onto this Primal Beast. Saved by KJ though, buys time for potentially a BKB and a runaway. Tylung gets the high ground, but the damage is done. Larl's now in onto the back lines. KJ and Theo in some trouble. Rue is going to start things off with a move to the high ground, but the Serpent Walls are there to block him inside. Theolocore is getting blasted by Yatoro though. The Luna opens up. The Ice Path stops Whisper from dealing with the left-hand side, while the Wind Ranger has to BKB TP home. So Tide is left all alone. All Heroic get is the Logic Hero. And lose 4 in the trade.
I'm going to be a bit harsh here, because usually I do praise Whisper a lot, but I think he wasn't even standing close enough to give the passive magic resistance from the pipe, and he definitely didn't even use the pipe on his friend who was dying, you know, the Primal Beast getting nuked from orbit and not even using the pipe. May I help your friend out? He was so close to living.
I didn't get to Ravage either.
No, nothing there. You can see, maybe he was in range for the passive, but at least he did not seem to have any intention of saving. He's standing fairly far back.
Very well done by Spirit though to find that angle.
Like a pipe, man. A little pipe.
Yeah, no
high
pipe.
ground. Back in live, we have Luna up on the high ground. If that tier 3 tower falls, then the barracks are almost always impossible to defend. But with the respawns coming up, Team Spirit are in no stress.
And another indication for Heroic, they can't really have Tylung leading out like that.
That's very difficult for him. I think it has to be Tidehunter first, but it's hard. Both of them have Refresher, so both of them feel like, oh, we want to land our big disables.
Feels like Primal has to see a target first.
Yeah, the issue is they don't have a Panto. They don't have a Clockwork,
or a Puck.
Right? Yeah, they don't have a hero who can just go in, provide some vision easily, and not really mean much if they die. Like, Panto can easily just go first, or like you mentioned, Puck hopping in.
Now's the story being spun, right? These two supports on the Radiant side play from fog, play from these hidden areas, don't want to be frontlining.
Yeah, that's the downside with having similar heroes on the post 5 and post 4 playing from the range. As we see another move here. The smokes have been relentless from Team Spirit.
Heroic do have this little bit of vision up in the Dire Ancients, though. So they've seen Spirit maneuver into position.
But
they've
same.
seen the Refresher on Pango, too.
Same for Team Spirit. They have that Observer Ward. Hasn't been spotted yet.
And another standoff across the river. So there's Lol making that move, the vision giving, scouting things out, poking at Heroic.
Balls of Steel just sitting in the Roche pit, waiting. It's a very aggressive position.
Pretending to be Roche. He's big enough.
It certainly is.
Getting comfortable in his seat there with his leg up.
Waiting for anyone who happens to sneak in. There might be a rocket soon, just scouting you though.
And Tai Lung, 1,000 years he's waited, wrapped in chains to get his revenge, sitting in the pit. Is Roshan a Rhinoceros guard? Who knows? You tell me.
Luna is like, you know what? I've had enough of this. I'm going somewhere else. Yatra is disfarming and look towards pushing out top. He's got the Aghanim's Blessing Consume queued up, and then Butterfly is the plan for him. Wanting to keep the Power Treads, not swapping them for an Agi Blink just yet.
Oh, long have we waited. Still no fight. Yatoro is going to push out that top lane, giving map space here to Team Spirit. So the advantage of the waves, thanks to Puck and Luna, shove things out on all three sides.
Yeah, just trying to force someone to come back and flinch. Do they have yet another smoke? They do. Shadow Demon has a smoke ready to try and do the wraparound move.
Yatoro is just monumental on this Luna. 31,000 net worth. Aghanim's Blessing. He's probably going to buy it when he has enough money for buyback.
Hex used to kill off the illusions as they walk in and try and scout. As another illusion just fighting a sentry ward. He won the battle.
Good job. Oh, a blink on Luna.
It is the Swift Blink then.
Yeah.
He gets the entire thing now. Never mind those Power Treads. So they commit the smoke. Heroic. Gotta try and go around to the right side, it seems.
I thought he was going to save for buyback.
We do have a smoke on Clockwork again, and again, for the 4th time or something in this game, both teams smoking at the same exact moment.
And very few cores with buyback. We've got a couple of supports with it. Puck has it, but the remainder of them lacking.
Tai Lung is revealing his smoke breaking.
He sees them. Collapse, immediate roll up, trying to get to the high ground, but Tai Lung has already blinked away.
Okay. He has Refresher on Pango though.
Lol is in. Sees the Shadow Demon, forces some spells out as Collapse breaks onto this Primal Beast. Eclipse onto the top of Tai Lung, blowing him up and dropping him low. Refreshes and BKBs though to get some distance now. Primal is free, but low on HP as Collapse gets into the midst of the fight, and Yatoro with a BKB just glaives them down. The AoE damage, a triple kill for Luna. Oh, the hook shot there as well. Panto finds a bonus. Team Spirit in the driving seat now. 4 in a row. Handling Heroic.
They don't have a single core buyback. I think this just might be game immediately. Yatoro, he senses blood in the water. He's just gonna go in for it as well. Beautiful blink in from him. That Swift Blink with all the damage from his ulti. He had 500 damage per hit as he blinks forward and just absolutely shredded people.
Maybe on big time. And we all know what happens when Luna kills a tier 3 tower. The bounces begin. 86% now, says DOTA Plus, as they dive past the tier 4s onto the Shadow Shaman top. Slicing straight through the poor Theo the Core Rouster. And Team Spirit looking for another lane of barracks.
I mean, they're nowhere close to having buyback on the Wind Ranger, Tide, or even the Primal Beast. None of them are going to respawn here. By the time they're back, the game is going to be over.
When will they realize? Mega Creeps are there.
Yeah,
Team Spirit go forward.
They're making them go through the motions, but
Knock, knock.
I think it's over.
Who's there? Absolutely nobody. Shadow Shaman, Tide Hunter can maybe come out and do something, but your tier 4s are under assault. The foundations have been shaken in your base. Your throne's about to be exposed.
Okay, Primal Beast is gonna respawn. Rasta behind it with the buyback.
But the Eclipse into the Fountain. Damage will hold them back. Collapse with the Rolling Thunder. Team Spirit, though, respecting the return, are going to retreat.
Yeah, gonna back up with a casual 37,000 net worth lead, taking out the entire enemy base, even getting rid of those pesky tier 4 towers. They died with a full base. They respawn into a naked base with nothing, Gareth. There's, I guess, one little building there.
One building.
Should have been an effigy, but someone doesn't have it loaded in. Yep, that's what you get. You used to have towers, now it's this.
Poor little building.
We have towers at home, Gareth.
Poor little guy.
And this is, of course, going to be another wave of items coming out. Just more and more stuff. Aghanim Scepter on the Clockwork, so we're entering full luxury territory. Refresher on the Puck with the Aghanim Scepter, of course, and level 25 for that Pierce talent as well. Everything is ready for the next fight. And we're a long way away from that poor Jakiri. Okay, we're done here, Gareth.
It's over.
It's 100%.
I mean, Tide is dead. Has buyback, but that's a 100% Dota plus probability.
There's not even 1%, Gareth.
Well, Mega Creep's sure one hell of a drug.
I mean, yeah, if you don't have a base, hard to win. They're gonna keep fighting, though. Heroic.
Just the Primal Beast. He's the only one who can really clear these creeps. And that's Roshan for Team Spirit. Shiny golden bar of heroes for Team Spirit.
Looking for every power spike they can get right now to try and fight back. Yuma just about to hit level 25, so he gets that advances talent at least. He might go for the can't be dispelled, but no, he needs the DPS. He needs his ulti non-stop. Just against the nullifier could have been nice to have, but no such luxury. Here comes the advance. The ulti is available for Luna.
And there's no glyph. Not much left to give. Rolling Thunder, rocket flares, the assault begins, raining in artillery fire to deal with Tai Lung. Laurel moves forward and blows him up. Yuma does kill Rue in the back, but Yatoro now can open up on the Wind Ranger. Bouncing Glaive straight towards Yuma. Tai Lung has brought back to get on top of Yatoro, but struggling to deal with him.
Yuma
the damage is good, though, from Tai Lung. Collapses down as Yuma stands his ground. Theo Lacour, can't deal with Laurel. The Puck dodges away from the Ravager Whisper. Only clips on the Luna to the right-hand side.
Yuma's
and another eclipse bounces back in. Panto surviving as Yatoro moves towards the throne. Banner going. Gets past the Serpent Walls and onto the Wind Ranger one more time. Yuma trying to wind run and escape away to kill Panto on the way out, but GG is called as they tap out of Game 3.
They fought hard. They did everything they could, but Gareth 100% to win. Dota Plus was right. Team Spirits, what a team. They're so tenacious, man.